pressed it for the first few seconds. Yeah. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Overdose 13.
Like Surf said, that would be a baker's dozen for all of you out there who can't count. As usual, we'll go with introductions here. Got myself, Jim from Jim's Nerd Nation.
Yeah.
Our special guest and third-time appearance as a guest on Overdose, and if I do my math right, that's almost a quarter of our shows he's appeared on, would be Gillman, who's recently relocated out west, and looks like he's been drinking since last Monday. The man in the middle, we have Sean Shank, the Sean Shank Redemption, I would say the mouth from the south, but he actually lives up north, so that won't work. We'll think of something better for next week. As always, next on, moving on down the line, we have our good, gracious host, Surf Dub from Surf Dub Entertainment.
That's fucking right.
And last but certainly not least, we have Tim Maloney. He's no phony. He's got the champagne there.
Andre today.
Yeah, yes, sir. Also known as the Yellow Bust, and drinking the champagne. So,
isn't Andre like an off-brand? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. It is the $6.99 brand.
Corbell is like the
$12.99 brand.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought Corbell was bad because I always assumed Corbell was like the whatchamacallit, like what's the really cheap vodka? Skull vodka. It's like the Skull vodka champagne.
God. Yeah, I can't even drink Skull and Wolfschmidt
like
anymore,
the Fleshmans.
man.
So, really quick, I wanted to start out. We have two reasons to celebrate. The first and biggest one is Jim's Nerd Nation just had a birthday. Let's hear for Jim for not dying.
Let's hear it for making it 35 years without either A, dying of some untimely, horrible type of death,
flesh-eating disease,
or B, hanging myself in the bathroom. So,
which is an option every day. You know,
exactly.
The flesh-eating disease is
and I have to turn that one down every day.
That's funny. I have to talk myself back off the ledge every fucking day.
It's okay though, but yeah, I'm 35. So
well, to start the show off, is everyone ready for a shot? Or Jim, do you need to grab your shit? I
do need to grab my shit.
Sure, you need to go to the right side so we can pick glasses.
Oh, here, yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait, am I left?
How if I just go like this?
Clink! Clink!
Okay.
Oh, wait. I wish I could reach down and underneath. No, my bad. Down and underneath and, like, tickle Gillman in the next frame. Wouldn't that be rad?
Yeah, but don't do your hands like that. It's a little weird.
I like the spirit fingers. All right, wait. Okay, so we gotta wait for Jim.
My balls, Surf.
We gotta wait for Jim to go get his alcohol.
Yeah, I'll go, guy, because I got a mixed drink over here, so
okay.
I will go grab my bottle. Give me
I'll just start drinking.
All right, now, quick, everyone talk your shit about Jim before he gets back. I'm just kidding. The second reason we have to celebrate is that Gillman is on the show, and Gillman lived in Chicago near us for a long time and just moved out to the West Coast. So how did your move go, Gillman?
The drive was long. The worst stretch of it was Kansas City to Boulder. It was nothing but hills. It was the most boring drive of my entire life.
I will say I can sympathize because I drove to Arizona, which is a similar route through Kansas, and it was terrible.
And it was like 9 hours of hills. And then we were like, me and my buddy Jeff drove, and we're like, all right, we're going to hit the Colorado border, and there's going to be mountains right away and scenery. And we're like, God damn it, this is the same old shit as in Kansas.
We went through the one shitty part of Colorado where it's just flatland. Dude, we were lucky enough to go through Kansas at night, so I didn't have to see any of shitty Kansas, but I knew it was shitty.
It's as bad as New Mexico.
I liked New Mexico, but it was really hot because Tommy didn't have any air conditioning.
Yeah, we ended up spending 2 nights in Boulder and then drove the rest of the way to California, and it hit like 121 in Arizona.
Oh,
and we stopped at the Vegas sign, and it was 118. So we were out of the car for like 15 minutes and just started sweating balls. and then hit California traffic out of Vegas, which kind of sucked, but it was worse coming home from work today.
So how is it in general, like compared to Chicago?
Oh, I fucking love it. 75 for the last week every night with a nice ocean breeze.
Dude, every part of me has like wanted to move to like a more tropical area for a long time. I have too many obligations back at home to do that, but like I'm definitely jealous of you.
And then also there's this. Just a nice view of downtown Huntington Beach.
That is
she
a
just
nice
happened
view.
to be walking there, so I don't know.
Hey, you know, it's not
swear I
creepy or
didn't follow
fun.
her.
It's not my fault.
The only people that get like jump in my pictures are like 380 pounds and like 80. Seriously.
It's because they're all at like a craft store.
Yeah, I had like the last week off. Just been partying. I would
Nice,
to work
dude.
Friday, but
Why'd you have this week off? Just for shiggles, or?
I took it off for the move and everything. Because when Jeff was here, we hung
okay.
out, and then I unpacked after he left and got everything settled in.
Right on, right on. Well, very cool, man.
He flew back, right?
Yeah,
That's awesome, dude. Let's do a drink check. What's everyone drinking? Obviously, Yellow Bus is drinking a bottle of
Andre
champagne.
2000.
I am drinking the 312 in a Corona glass, which I don't know if that's blasphemy, but fuck you. And then I had before that a Sapporo because I love me some
Okay.
Sapporo. What about you, Gilman?
I have Zombie Dust.
Ooh, is that the beer you got
That's
from
the good
Chicago?
shit, man.
Yeah, that's from
Never
Three
been.
Floyds. I have another 3 cases of it.
That makes my penis hard.
Well, no, 2 left. I'm trading one of them.
That makes my penis soft.
Sir,
Sean,
that
what are you
zombie
drinking?
Dust is the shit that I told you about
The
a few
same
months
shit.
back.
I was
My,
gonna say, did we just
Miller
skip Sean
64.
because we just assume he's drinking some kind of Miller?
yeah, we just assumed he's drinking Miller
We're not going to
64.
ask Sean the question anymore.
Wait, last week I was drinking water. I was on a totally different
Oh, that's
thing.
true.
Sweet bottle opener too from Three Floyds. It's upside
Oh,
down.
right on, right on.
Yeah.
So, Jim, you were saying you were telling me about the zombie dust?
Oh no, the zombie dust. Yeah, I mentioned that to you a few months ago. A guy at work had told me about it, and it was the same guy that told me about that donut place on the south side, Dat Donuts, where you can get those for $2, you can get those donuts that are like fucking as big as your head. And he's a real cool guy. And then he's just like, "Hey man, do you drink?" And I was like, "Yeah, I drink, you know." And he told me about this microbrew. I guess it's a microbrew because I had to pick it up from Binny's. It was the only place that carried it around here, and
Found it there.
yeah, it was like $10 or $12 too for like a 6-pack. It was not cheap.
Holy
$10
crap.
for a 6-pack at the brew pub.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was probably more like.
Now,
12.
is
I
that
don't remember
because,
exactly,
now,
but...
pay me $1,000 if I'm wrong, but is that because there's actually zombie dust in it? Is that why, I mean, is that what it is?
Dude, I just researched it, and Zombie Dust is like the 5th best beer
Of all
on Beer
time?
Advocate.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's like one of the top beers ever made.
I traded a
Shit's really
6-pack to the local pub or brewery down here for a growler of Imperial Porter, which is like 10.5% alcohol, but I decided that'd be a bad idea to drink growler full of that.
What's the number 1 beer, Timothy?
Westy
I mean, I
12.
haven't heard of like any of these.
Westerland 12, is that it? Or is that number 2 right now? I know this most of this list, or I've looked at it.
It's all like from Imperial IPA, but
Oh,
pretty much it's Founders, Kentucky Breakfast Stout, Pliny the Elder, Pliny the Younger, Heady Topper is the top.
So I've had 2 of those 4. You
Oh,
can
I'd buy like a
I can buy Pliny the
variety
Elder
pack
out
of
here.
that.
I was sitting here wondering what our first topic was going to be, and then I realized we didn't take a shot for Jim yet. So, does everyone have their shots ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Does anyone want to toast us? Otherwise, I might say something ridiculous.
I got the shakes. I need to start drinking.
It looks like
My
you never
hungry.
stopped.
Here's to not hanging yourself, Jim, in the next 35 years.
All right, buddies.
Might
Clink,
make it 365
Here's the
more
thing.
days.
clink. I'm going to cheer to the guy to this side. I'm going to cheers to that side. Everyone's drinking? Okay, I'll just do that too.
I was gonna try and pour another one really quick.
Our friend Tommy always says he has the worst whiskey face in the world, and that he would be the worst cowboy ever in a western town because he'd take a shot and be like,
Oh God.
"This town's not big enough for the 2 of us."
Look like you just ate the ass out of a donkey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I wonder what that's like. Okay, so Jim, Mr. Birthday Boy, why don't you pick our first topic, man? You get first dibs this week.
Actually, I like the one that you added last minute from one of our viewers, from a friend of yours, Ben, I believe his name was.
Mr. Ben.
And
Right now,
I
he wishes he could be here.
I clicked on the link and read it, and it was it was a pretty good article. I mean, I don't know if anybody else read it. They were drawing some comparisons, from the main characters in the game The Last of Us and BioShock Infinite. And then they were also, they had mentioned like The Walking Dead as well, the Telltale game or whatever, and they were just drawing a lot of comparisons to different genres. How mainly the in video games the protagonists or whatever are usually male characters. I know something like 90% of them or something like that are, and there was just, I don't know, did anybody else actually read the article? Or?
Yeah, no, I read the article. So
I
for
read
our
through it.
viewers, basically the synopsis was that games need more differentiation, especially towards females, and that male role characters are always sort of typified, and that almost predictable is kind of what the article was going with in terms of like just gameplay violence and storyline narrative, and that it's made to appeal for men. Well, to me, it was sort of like a no shit.
Thanks, Captain Fucking Obvious.
But at the same time, though, I would venture to say there's plenty of games with female leads. I mean, it's certainly not the majority, but
Yeah,
I
but
don't.
all the ones with the female leads, no one cares about. What's the only one that anyone ever? I mean, Tomb Raider was like the biggest one, right?
Yeah.
But see,
I
here's
think
the
that
thing,
was
though,
towards
is
men too, because she was smoking hot.
Yeah,
I
that's true.
genuinely don't feel though like that's I don't know. How do you guys feel? I feel like it's genuinely not a deterrent for me to buy a game if there's a female character lead. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Like not Bioshock. Borderlands 2. Like out of all the characters I could have taken, I took the Siren. I took the chick. Which, hey, I had plenty of other very masculine choices. I don't think that makes me unique. I think it's the minority, but I don't think it's much more than that.
I think it doesn't matter as long as it's got a good story. I mean, I don't
That's
care.
where I'm at. If it's a good story, it's a good character, I'm in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very much all about the story and just the fun factor of it. I mean, personally, if it's a third-person type game like a Tomb Raider or something, I mean, if you're going to play a game for 10 to 15 hours, would you rather look at a female character's ass or a guy's? That's my personal belief on that one. But almost
Barry
any,
or Jill Valentine.
there you go. In almost any game, though, too, when you actually have choice between a male or a female character, whether it's a role-playing game or whatever, a lot of times I choose a female character. And not, I mean, I'm married. I mean, so it isn't as if I'm, like 35 and living in my parents' basement and I've never kissed a girl before. So it's, so it's not that type of, it's not that type of experience for me. You know what I mean?
Is there something wrong with that, though?
So,
That's just Sean's experience.
not that there's anything against that, but I'm just
I
saying.
mean, because I'm about to
that
tear up and
position,
go cry.
Sean's talking about mouths, though.
It's funny though, Jim, because one question that still comes across my mind till this day that I ponder is how different would have my experience been for our viewers. Nobody knows this because I haven't declared it. I was going to say for those of you who don't know, but nobody knows. I don't know why I'm discussing my internal monologue with everybody else. But anyways, when Resident Evil came out for PlayStation, it was the coolest thing to watch my older brother play, and I remember. Jim would grab me and my other brother sometimes, like right after dinner, and be like, "Come on, guys, let's fucking go!" And it was like this really intense experience to watch Resident Evil. And I never forget, he chose Jill Valentine specifically because she had 2 or 4 more inventory slots than Barry did.
Yeah, she had two more inventory slots. I think Chris
slots.
I think Chris was
dirty
stronger,
minds.
but he could carry 6 or something items. And I think.
Oh,
she
am I
could
getting it
carry
wrong?
8,
Barry
so.
was the other character. I'm sorry.
No,
Barry
Barry was
the
just
weird guy.
Barry was just like the random guy that.
Chris is the
was just-
blonde, like Ken doll.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember the logic was always I can carry more items, and if I'm doing my job right, I shouldn't always have to be worrying about health, even though you're sort of penalized as a woman for having a smaller health meter. So that logic, it sounds funny, but really influenced my decisions tactically for choosing characters in games when I have the choice, because automatically, as a young naive kid, it was like I defaulted to the idea that less health was the worst thing ever. But I remember plenty of times throughout you playing that campaign that the extra inventory items were vital to how you survive situations,
Absolutely, especially in a game like that, because that was back when the Resident Evil games were based on survival horror. I mean, it was, you had very little ammo.
Scarce, right, yeah.
And a lot of times you had to go and pick up, 3 pieces of some kind of, to make some kind of medallion or whatever, and that's half your damn inventory slots there. And then you want to have an herb for healing or whatever, which, always strangely resembled weed. In all those games, but whatever, and then you had like your red ones, your green ones. They eventually introduced blue, like the really good shit that could even cure you from being poisoned. But putting that aside, though, a lot of times, since it was vital to not having to run back and forth through the whole fucking game. To go back and forth to those boxes that you could put items in or whatever, to put this back to take one thing out. You could carry a few things on you. So.
And the other thing I think that article overlooked was how much like secondary female characters dominate games too, because almost every game has some kind of eye candy. It just does. I mean, it's also because it appeals to the male genre, but I think selectivity of characters isn't really the issue. I think just game developers haven't leaned towards it because there's been no concrete reason to do that, but.
Yeah,
they should. I think they should embrace it. I'd be down for it.
Some of what I took from it too, though, is that they were talking about just as far as how the storylines go and drawing similarities and parallels between the BioShock game and The Last of Us being two of the more highly regarded games that have come out in the last 6 months or year, and just the similarities too amongst the male lead character kind of being like this broken person, that winds it. It's not really a good person at all. Kind of grows on you throughout the game, almost like the anti-hero, and then having a female character as a kind of a backup lead or a secondary, I guess, a character, but it really wasn't their story. It's the story of redemption for this male lead character who's broken and basically a piece of shit that you find out, but then by the end of the game you kind of learn to like or identify with or whatever.
And I'll be honest. I skimmed the article and I read good portions of it, and then like after the first few paragraphs, I was like, okay, I see where this is going, and I just sort of skimmed. But yeah, along those lines, like I agree that happens often, and I think it's because it's supposed to just be a parallel for how all of us sort of feel. I mean, everyone's sort of flawed in some way, everyone's sort of broken in some way, and if you have a character who's too neutral or too well-rounded, i.e. he psychologically deals with things really well, it might make for a less interesting game. Me personally, I don't think that. I would like to see, look at Master Chief. Master Chief, I guess in some way you could say he's fundamentally flawed, but overall his persona in Halo is like a
badass.
I don't always know what needs to happen, but I'm going to do whatever comes next, and I'm good with that. And don't you fucking worry, because I'm Master Chief. Like, that's sort of the attitude,
I think what I'm going to add, it might be this is what I think they're doing is I think the producers are very smart. They know what people are going to buy. All right, obviously the majority of people are male that play this, and so what they do is they pick a male character. We all know at the beginning he sucks. Like, okay, for example, I played BioShock. I played, let's use The Walking Dead for example. The guy is going to prison at the very beginning. He comes off as a scumbag at the beginning, but then he gets put in this, post-apocalyptic scene where he has to kind of make new decisions. And I think what they're trying to get at is they're trying to trigger almost like a sense of this. Okay, this might be kind of hard to grasp, but not to say that most gamers are losers, but I'd like to.
I'm not going to say most gamers are losers, but most gamers are losers.
But what I'm saying is most people that game most likely don't take action and do certain. The typical gamer wouldn't go out and do something like proactive. Wouldn't go out and get a girlfriend. Wouldn't go out and do X, Y, Z. They're in the basement. Let's just in the basement with their family. Haven't moved out. Haven't got a job. Haven't got a girlfriend. Let's just put that.
Let's just follow that stereotype for a second.
Yeah, the complete and utter crazy stereotype that people think of when they think of gaming. So they have that stereotype. They think, okay, so we're going to throw this loser into the game, put him in a situation where he can become the hero or the anti-hero, and throw a young,
give them power,
give them decisions. They can make their own decisions to make them feel better about yourself, make you feel empowered, almost put you in a simulator of, if I was a person that I want to be in real life, this is the choices I would make. And they put a younger daughter or some kind of younger female character, more likely for the older gamers can relate because they have a daughter or a son most likely. And then if they don't, they probably have some kind of sibling, cousin. Someone has someone younger that they care for, whether they're doing it properly or if they just internalize it and they want to do it. I think they're just kind of it's just this is a cheap genre for them to kind of sell to some of the people that want to kind of live this simulation life.
But don't you think that gaming in general, even for people who are proactive decision makers, still get off on the fact that gaming can be an extension of them proactively making actions and choices?
Yeah. I agree. I'm just saying the most extreme case, yeah.
I like to just be an ass in all those choice games because I'm not going to do that in real life. So I just like to kill everyone when you get the chance or whatever, Like Mass Effect, for example.
That was one of my favorite things about the Mass Effect series is that
Dude, I'm loving that.
I would do one playthrough because I love those games a lot. I like to get a lot of the achievements, so I would do the one Paragon playthrough, and I would play, and do mostly the right thing, and then the second playthrough I would just be, especially like your face changes over time, you get all these like scars
Like
and
Fable too,
look all fucked up,
Fable.
and I would just do like the most evil things that I possibly could,
Knights of the Old Republic. Don't you turn like
Yep.
pale and?
Yeah.
I have not played that yet. I have it. It just like
Dude,
the
go ahead.
graphics are so old. I want to
What
play
game
it. Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, I've heard great things about that, but
Oh,
alas,
yeah, me
I
too.
haven't played it either. I just started playing through Mass Effect. I don't know, probably 10 or 15 hours into the game, but I love.
the sexy.
See, I haven't gotten there
I
yet.
haven't got
but
there
I-
yet either.
Are you in the second? Are you in the second one yet, or are you still in the
Dude,
first?
the second
one?
game still
I'm still in the
awesome.
first one, but I mostly am being rated in my bars like a paragon because I make. My natural proclivity is to be compassionate, even in video games. It's usually on a second playthrough I'll be an ass, but it is so funny sometimes when I see the option where like you're talking to someone, they're like, "We just got ambushed by the Gath and we lost so many men," and like one of them is like, "Shut up and stop whining." It's just awesome.
I just watched from your commentary on Sunday. I'm pretty sure I just got past the same part you did with the matriarch, where you got to kill her.
Matriarch Benezia, yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that shit freaked my nut. I was
that
not
was
prepared
hard.
for that. It was a pain in the dick.
I'm just as far as you, and I've had the game for like 2 years now.
You know what's funny is like everyone's told me how great it is. This isn't funny. I don't know why I said it's funny. I mean, like what's ironic? It's not even ironic. I
Interesting.
You know what's interesting? But you know what? I don't even think you can say that about this. So I
Go,
should probably
Jim.
stop speaking. Everyone's heard this 1,000 times though. But I went to GameStop and on sale they have the trilogy for $28 used. So I was like, fuck it, I'll get the trilogy. And the thing that's been sort of a bummer is I'm playing this game, and anyone who follows my channel knows like my gameplays are nothing. They have nothing to do with anything. I literally just use them as a medium to talk over. So don't expect anything in my gameplays. But the problem with that is the way my life is set up, I have like a maximum of like 10, maybe 12 hours a week I could dedicate to video games. Out of that 10 or 12 hour slice, I probably on an average week get like 4 or 5 hours in, okay? So for me, that's valuable time to actually record gameplays to use for the channel. The problem is with Mass Effect is it's so unbelievably boring to watch if you're not into the storyline, because it's like baseball. Like for every hour of gameplay, there's like 9 minutes of action, so it's interesting. But I was like, fuck it, you know what? No one has expectations around here. I'm just going to start recording Mass Effect and talking over it, and I don't care if it's boring.
Yeah, and I saw where you were too. I think you probably got about, well, depending on how you play, probably maybe another half a dozen or so hours, until you hit the end of the first one. But the second and third one are more action oriented, more action focused. So there's a
I'm
lot
okay
less.
with them not being action focused, but
Yeah. Oh
for
no,
the
I'm just
channel,
saying
it's
like,
not
the
good.
first one was, is very much is a little bit slower and more methodical and I don't know, it's I guess more like an RPG, type deal. Whereas they throw a little more fast-paced action in the second and third ones, so they tend to just be a little
Third
bit
one you
more
can choose,
upbeat.
right?
So.
You can choose whether you want to make it more of a FPS or an RPG, right?
Yeah, they let you choose the beginning if you want to do like an arcade mode, but I like to be thorough. I check every room, I do every dialogue option. I'm such a nerd with that shit.
I wanted to do one first because I hear it actually carries into the second one. Like you can
Yeah,
choose
it
your
did.
save.
Yeah, you can carry your save into the second and into the third one, which is actually pretty cool. So, and there's a ton of DLC for all three of them, and a lot of it's pretty good too. So
The number one thing I've heard about that game in general is how incredible people found that like you could make decisions in game 1 that not just affect you later in game 1, but affect you in game 2 and 3. I thought that's really cool.
Yeah, you can affect like whole races being wiped out or saving them, and then when there's a call to arms in the second or third game, depending on whether you saved that race or annihilated it or exterminated it, they may be there to help you or they may not, based on those choices. So
Help me out, guys. Which one was like the ugly ass, like big brown brute?
Oh, that's I was
Rex.
just going to talk about him, Rex.
Dude, I killed him,
not Rex.
and like it came out of nowhere. He was just like, "Wait, fuck this."
He's on the
It
beach,
was like,
yeah.
make a decision: kill him or kill her or kill someone else. I was like, "What? What the fuck?" And I killed him.
you try to talk him down, or you can just frickin' basically tell him "fuck you" and then you pop him.
That's so
I
funny that you
killed
mentioned
him.
that, Yellow Bus, because that's exactly what I was just going to bring up for the more
man.
experienced players. I was going to ask you guys, because if you notice, during that final dialogue sequence where you can choose to shoot him or try and still talk him out of it, there's 2 other blackout options that I can only assume that you get after getting enough charm or intimidation points.
Yeah, it's if you play as much, have enough Paragon or whatever the other thing is.
Well, I think I tried to talk him out of it.
points.
I ended up killing him anyway.
Well, the chick ended up killing him for me because I still tried to talk him out of it. But I was pissed because Rex made a really good point. I'll just sum it up for people who don't know. His race had basically been made to be extinct for various reasons before, and at this time he had a choice to be able to influence the future of his race, and he was just trying to protect his people. And so he goes off and he's all pissed off, and then like you don't even have a real conversation. You have like a 2-second dialogue. And they're like, shoot him or not? I'm like, I'm not going to shoot Rex. Rex was my favorite guy to have in my squad because every time you take him on planet side, he'd fucking just, I go with a shotgun. He would just run into shit and just fucking.
I use
him. He's a tank.
I use him and then the chick that's whatever the magic is in that game.
Oh, I use her all the time. The other
the healer.
Yeah.
It's the Asari bitch, the Matriarch Benezia's daughter.
Yeah.
All right, let's get on a new topic. No one knows what we're talking about. This isn't interesting. We haven't even picked a topic yet. Why? It's when we have a surplus of topics that we never get to them.
I was gonna say something really quick. I actually looked through my my channel the other day. I randomly posted old raid videos from like Star Wars: The Old Republic, and like PvP from WoW.
We did start with a topic, Surf. This was your topic from your buddy, and then it turned into this.
Oh.
Because we were talking about the guy, the
I'm
male
not even high.
character.
What's wrong with me?
Maybe that's your problem.
Maybe that's what's wrong.
Maybe that's what's wrong, yeah. Maybe I'm below. Maybe weed just brings me up to baseline now. That's not good.
Mini fridge next to the desk is the greatest idea ever, by the way.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to buy one. Because just going up and down the stairs to get alcohol is fucking bullshit.
That's why you have kids.
I just drink warm alcohol the entire time.
Yeah, Sean made a good point. That's why you have kids. They're your little minions now.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Still haven't got a keg for the kegerator or found the place for it. That's one thing we need to figure out.
See, that's one thing that, like, not one thing. That's one of many things that my parents kind of white trashy at moments when they'd be like, "Hey, you're 4. You should be able to learn how to make a cocktail. Make me a Southern Comfort and Coke."
Yeah, and remember like the glass that Dad had, and when you were a kid, you'd be like, how many fingers? Because he'd tell you to put like a certain amount of fingers up next to the glass, and that's how much Southern Comfort you were supposed to put in there. And then as you grew, it would be less fingers. So as you got older, it would be like only 3 fingers, of alcohol in this, and you had to drink it out of like this certain type of glass,
Yeah, it's unfair when you're an infant. It's like 2 fists,
When you're an infant.
No, but the thing that always bothered me is
I wish you could drink more as an infant.
Mom always rationed the Pepsi and the Coke in the house, okay? So if you opened up another Pepsi and Dad wasn't quite ready to have any more drinks, well, then you're a piece of shit because you wasted 3/4 of a can. But if you ran out on Dad's last drink for the night, if you ran out and there's like that much left with no Coke at the top, you had to improvise, because if you brought that out to Dad, he'd be like, "What is this?" Oh my God, I sound like such white trash describing this, but this was our upbringing. So occasionally, I don't know if you ever did this, Jim, but I'd put a little water in there, and it usually was fine because it filled the glass that 1/16 of an inch or whatever it was.
A little water, try to jam an extra ice cube in there if you could.
Right. Dad was none the wiser. One time, I swear to God, the exact same water as every other time, and Dad decided to be a fucking, I don't know, a greyhound about it. Was like, "Is there water in this?" I was like, he like flipped out on me. I was like, "Yes, there's like a 1/16 of an ounce of water in there. Like, chill the fuck out." Of course, I didn't say that. I was terrified. I ran away and cried. But it was a little traumatic. But yeah, that's my white trash. That should be a segment every week. My white trash family.
White trash weekly.
Oh my God, it's so terrible.
That's what we could call it. So.
We should all have a white trash story, or like a scumbag younger kid story. When I started the fire and then I blamed the neighbors.
You talking about when we were kids?
Yeah.
And your mom yelled at me.
Well, she yelled at all of us.
"Joe, what are you doing?" Your mom really likes me now.
Well, I hope so.
That's an uninteresting topic for us. I was going to elaborate, but then I was like, no one wants to hear about it but us. All right,
So anyway,
who's got our
I
next
posted all the
topic?
topics in the group chat.
What y'all want to talk about next?
Yeah, let's hear Tim's Catalina story.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, there's just to let you guys know, I didn't know anything about Catalina unless, the only thing I really knew about it was Will Ferrell did the famous quote, "Catalina wine mixers." So that's the only thing I knew. He was just like, "You want to go to Catalina Island?" I'm like, "Are you fucking with me?" Like, I thought it was made up.
It exists.
In California. So I went there for a day, and it seems pretty cool, but like, it's just so funny because the whole time we're there, we're just hanging out for the day. There's nothing too crazy going on. You pretty much just you take a boat out there, and then you can like walk a strip like you were on a beach or something, and you can rent like a hotel if you stay like for a long extended period. But you know, we're just there for the day, and it's funny because we met. I didn't know. It's weird because you think it's like a vacation area, but people actually live on that island. And we were getting served by this 19-year-old girl, and it was funny because she grew up there, and there's one school. It's kindergarten through 12th grade. She graduated with like 40 people, and she was like, yeah, it's cool. And then like we were passing by, and I'm like, oh, there's like an arcade and like a bowling alley, and I'm like, oh, who would want to do that on vacation? That's kind of gay. She's like, yeah, like she's trying to explain what to do. She's like, between like 14 and 18, it's fun because you go to like the arcade and bowl. I'm like, wow.
So you're at Vegas at less than 21, and
then if you're less than 20, she's like, I'm in the weird stage right now. So it's like you can't drink on the the little area. Don't want to bowl anymore with 16-year-olds. I'm just like, how awkward would that be if you live pretty much like you live on like the Vegas Strip, but the Vegas Strip is on an island. Like, it's just so awkward, but it was a really fun time. I'd like to go for more, but I mean, overall, it was just kind of like an interesting experience. You just like get golf carts and you golf cart around and drink, and the only thing I can think of is all these South Park references too, because they have. If anyone has ever seen the ziplining episode?
Oh, dude, I just saw that recently. It's so funny.
Yeah, I actually just saw it about a month ago.
Pay $100, you guys can zipline. I'm like, the only thing I can think of is South Park just ragging on ziplining the whole time. And then there's this like chubby lady. Okay, here's a funny story from it. There's this. Okay, we're walking across the walkway, and this is like a big strip, right? And this fat lady in a golf cart is like freaking the fuck out because like we like got outside the line, and I'm thinking the South Park episode where. I don't know why. I watched a lot of South Park because of Hulu Plus because they have all the episodes now. I remember the episode where Cartman gains like 10 pounds so he can have a wheelchair or have like an electric scooter.
The mobile scooter thing.
Yeah. All I can think of is that woman. And later on that day, because it's a small island, we see the woman again complain about some 12-year-old that has like the cut off like super short shorts, like her ass cheeks are showing. She's like, "Can you believe this shit? Like, oh my god." And like the fat woman, I look back, and if you guys have ever been to a carnival and like bought in like a big turkey leg,
I almost bought one, but I didn't. By the way,
at the Renaissance Fair,
that's what the back of her tricep looked like as she was complaining. Like imagine like waving a turkey leg, and that was the back of her tricep wiggling as she was frantically yelling. And I'm just like, that made my trip. Like the things you're on a trip, and like it just that one story just sticks in your mind, and like I will never forget the fat lady that we bumped into twice.
I'm turned on now.
But yeah, Catalina's great.
Turkey leg arm.
I'd like to go back, but
Did you give her my number and email, Tim?
She's got an Instagram. You can follow her.
Awesome, thank you. It's called turkeyarm.com, right?
I love how Sean is leaning into his mic. That's my favorite.
I'd love to.
That's my Catalina trip. We should all take a trip out to California, though, saying that me and Gillman live very close, and you guys need a break.
Dude, as soon as I had some fucking money, government took all my fucking money.
You guys are welcome to all crash here. Figure it out.
Oh man, only if there's a circle jerk included, and I can spoon with one.
I'll bring the turkey leg woman.
I thought that was implied.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought so too, but I just wanted to make sure.
Kind of goes without saying, I would think, but.
Do we get to play Ookie Mouth later? I couldn't even finish that fucking stupid sentence. Ookie Mouth is just so funny to me.
We can play Ookie Cookie.
Ookie Cookie? I've never even heard of Ookie Cookie. I want to know more about it. I'm
I'm
intrigued.
Googling Ookie Mouth right now.
Ookie Cookie, basically, you all jerk off around a cookie, and the last person to finish has to eat the cookie.
Is there jizz on the cookie? Do you intentionally jizz
Yeah,
on
you
the cookie?
finish on the cookie, and whoever finishes last has to eat the cookie.
That's a horrible game.
Oh, Jesus.
Not only
It's not
would
a
it
game that
distract
you really
me,
want to win.
not only would it distract me because of all the other dudes jerking off, but every time someone would come, I'd be like, oh shit.
I better hurry up, man.
That would freak me out. I think about that all the time when I watch porn because you have to be so comfortable with just spanking it anywhere because in between scenes, whatever, you got to fucking keep it up. And I'm just like, man, like it's just so weird if you're like trying to like if I imagine myself talking to Sean or Tim or Jim or any of you guys and just be, like having conversation where I'm like, yeah, and then fucking Tuesday was a long day, but I'm back on. You know, like it's so weird to me.
Every Tuesday for 2.5 hours, that's all I do.
I think the thing about it so much is because it's not weird. I think I could genuinely do it. I think I could, but it would take a little practice.
I would just be embarrassed because
Just wait till you guys randomly find that porn that I somehow end up in.
Wait, say that again, Gilman?
Just wait till you find that porn that I somehow randomly end up in when I'm in LA. Like, I've never been there. I gotta go visit. You'll find some porn. You're like, what the fuck? I know that guy.
And it's the real reason.
It'll be like that episode of Friends with Joey where he's like, hey, using that fax machine, and then they have sex on the fax machine. You'll be that guy.
That guy.
My tagline should just be the conversation killer.
Where's the crickets? Come on, you had it up, man. Where's the fucking crickets? She's having going, man.
The cricket. The thing about the cricket feature on here is I wish it was just a little bit louder.
Yeah, that is pleasantly quiet, actually.
Yeah.
Womp.
Hey Shank, I haven't heard much from you. What topic do you want to talk about, you bitch?
I want to just talk about. Well, let's talk. You know what? I mean, I know basketball's over, but I mean, I know it's my topic. I don't know if you guys read the art. I don't think I posted it, but about Derrick Rose, he did an interview last week and talked about how he had to be selfish in his rehab to make sure that he can extend his career, and he didn't want to come back early basically end up doing the same thing and tearing again. So, and I thought that was pretty interesting.
Everyone's going to disagree with me, but I totally agree with that.
So do I. I do agree with it. I mean, to this day, I still think it sucked that he wasn't there. But I mean, I look at it as a long run. I mean, let's say he comes back and let's say he tears it. It's playing Miami and he tears it again and he's out another year or his career's over. Then what do we have? Then we have nothing. It's fucking rebuild. And then you go ahead and you're going to trade Dang. You're going to trade everybody. You're going to start over, man. I mean,
you know what though? There's a couple of schools of thought on that, and ultimately nowadays it's all about the guaranteed money and how long you can make your career last and everything else. But it used to be about winning championships and playing the game because you loved playing it and you made millions of dollars doing it. So I mean, regardless of what he did and what other players have done, I mean, who's to say he comes back next year and doesn't wind up having re-injuring the same type of, re-injuring that particular part of his body or whatever. I mean, it's not, nobody's guaranteed to come back from an injury like that at 100% anyway.
He got a lot of negativity for sitting out too, and I don't think it. I mean, he needs to feel good to play.
That's true, but here's the thing, though, is that, you know what, if he knew that he wasn't ready and he wasn't going to sit out, or that he was going to sit out and everything like that, what needed to happen is, I mean, because ultimately they can control the media, the doctors, what's released, what's not. All they needed to do was basically go to the team and say, listen, I know the doctors are going to clear me, but don't fucking let that be public knowledge, okay, because I'm not coming back this year. All right.
Well, he'd suit up for games too.
I'm just curious.
Sitting on the side of the bench.
But do you really believe that they have control over what the media publicizes?
They have control what gets leaked out to the media. Yeah, I mean, doctor-patient confidentiality is exactly that. If he tells the doctors that he doesn't want any of that information coming out by law, they cannot. They cannot divulge it. That information came out. He was cleared. It was announced by the team. It was announced. It was.
Well, I think the only people that they can divulge that information to is he's under contract to the Bulls, so I think they're obligated.
So I think
they're obligated to divulge the information to the team.
Sure. But what I'm saying is it could have been controlled if they wanted to do that. If he wanted to handle it the right way and he wanted to go to them and just say, listen, guys, I don't feel good about this. There's no chance I'm coming back this year. I want to extend my career and I want to play for another 15 years and make as much money as I can. Whatever his reasoning was for it, it was handled in the wrong way. Him sitting in a suit like a little bitch with his head down for 2 months while other guys that had injuries and colds and broken noses and everything else were playing and fighting for their lives out there to try to win, that's what the game is about. Not about, I want to play another couple years so I can get another signing bonus. The guy's already getting, $20 million a year for his deal with Nike? He's not hurting for money at all. And I understand about wanting to save his career and everything else, but I just think that it was the information was funneled in the wrong way if that was the case.
I'd agree with you that he should have said something, but it's the fact that I try to put myself in his shoes that yeah, you're making tons of money, and I mean, you're making tons of money. You're being paid for what you're good at. It's like if you're an actor like Brad Pitt, you're being paid for that. If something happened to him, he'd do everything he can to extend his longevity. It was handled wrong. He should have really came out and been honest and said, you know what, guys, I'm not going to play this year. And I think he would have saved a lot of face. The problem with Derrick Rose, though,
that's my only problem is just how it was handled. You know what I mean?
Problem is he's also very young. I mean, he's got like 10 guys telling him what to say, and he doesn't know any better. He's going to learn from it. And, I think that's the only excuse he does have is he's so fucking young. He doesn't know what to say or what to say. He probably just did what they told him to do, and he just thought it was safe.
Like Jim mentioned earlier, you had players like Nate Robinson was puking on the sideline during a game because every time he'd go out, he'd have to go puke because he had the flu, and he'd go right back in the game and keep playing.
My whole thing is like anyone, to me at least, anyone can be a mindless idiot and just ignore their bodies. I'm sorry, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah,
that's what I learned from my father. Is like, I've done a lot of dumb things just because I wanted to do it. Like even a couple of weeks ago when I missed that Overdose episode. Not this is nearly as intense, but
I could have made it.
It was like I could have gone on the film and I could have been
And you were under contract to do so.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame
but
on
you know what I
you,
mean. Like
Joseph.
it doesn't take a brilliant genius to play sick. And I'm sorry, but like I think that's a noble thing. But I don't think it's the calling criteria for a great player. And don't get me wrong. For anyone who doesn't know out there, I have very little interest in sports, so I can't say much on the subject. But I'm the same line of thought of like in Shank in that like I put myself in his shoes, and I think Tim made a really good point too. Is like, dude, like for instance, if something ever happens with like let's say for instance a YouTuber, now being YouTube famous is totally different than being celebrity famous, but that's a gradual process. For a lot of these guys, like say Derrick Rose or whoever, you go from being maybe you've got some sort of publicity in college or even quite a lot of it, but once you get thrust into the NBA, it's a whole different type of celebrity, and now you're dealing with stuff like what is my response? What should that be? And maybe he didn't know. Maybe he had no idea that he was going to be out for the whole season. Maybe he genuinely thought he could come back and then decided later, hey, you know what, I'm not quite ready. So I don't know.
What I think his biggest thing, and I read another article about it too, is that he's a hometown guy. He's from Chicago. He played, he's from here. He played here, and he signed here. And I think a lot of things is like him being Chicago's boy is, he kind of a lot of the fans feel he let them down. So
because he's the poster boy, he absolutely is the poster boy.
He is the
Especially
poster
after
boy
he
for the
just signed one of the biggest contracts in fucking NBA history, and then he gets injured, and then he's cleared to come back.
Well,
and
I don't hold him
made
responsible
public knowledge.
for that. I mean,
I don't hold him responsible because he got injured, but I hold him responsible for going and taking all that money this year, sitting on the bench, being cleared to play, letting it be public knowledge that he could play, and just ignoring the fact that he could play, not practicing every day, doing his little slam dunk shows and everything before each game, and with each game that passed, fans hoping that he'd come back and him not saying a fucking word. His brother, his big mouth brother, coming out and talking about the Bulls organization poorly and the other things that he had said, and ultimately that's that's a guy who's got a bunch of money and didn't know how to handle it or didn't handle it properly, and that's all that I'm looking at. I mean, I think ultimately it ruins his image,
It does.
It really does, and it ruins, and it's the type of guy that, I mean, it's like Jay Cutler with the Bears, I mean, there's no doubt that the guy at times can be a very great passing quarterback, but ultimately is he a whiny bitch that likes to put all of his shortcomings and things that go wrong on other people? It's always a referee's bad call. It's always somebody else that wasn't open. It's always somebody else's fault but him.
Diabetes.
Well, I'm just diabetes. That was great. But ultimately, I think that's going to preclude him from ever going down as being a great player. And I don't care if he even goes to the playoffs and wins a Super Bowl. People are always going to question his integrity and his heart because of the things that he's done. And I think it'll be the same with Derrick Rose, no matter what he does. I don't care if he comes back and if they win a championship next year and he throws it in LeBron's face.
I disagree with that. I think that Chicago fans, that if the Bulls win a championship in a couple of years, they will forget.
Yeah, you think it'll be forgive and forget?
If they can get past Miami, and I mean not even Miami now. Now you're talking Houston. You're talking if Dallas picks someone up. There's gonna be a lot of good teams out there that if they get past it, sure. We love championships. Look at the Blackhawks. How ecstatic is everybody? Nobody gives a shit. You don't even have to be a hockey fan. You're a Chicago fan, and that's what you care about. If Derrick Rose helps them win a championship, maybe not the first year, but if they did it a second time, even a couple years down the road, people are going to forget that he sat out. Look at Scottie Pippen and what was it, that Game 7 where he just refused to play against the Knicks? How quick did they forget that?
See, that's a good point, though, too, is that, like, in Chicago, it's Chicago pride. It's shameless, stupid pride in Chicago, regardless of what we're doing with it. And, the other thing I was going to point out, too, is, like, look, if people can forgive Michael Jordan for leaving basketball for baseball at the height of his career, right now, I mean, if you look at Michael Jordan's legacy, I think the biggest smudge to his career was going to the Wizards after retiring, not the fact that he left basketball and went to baseball, because people in some ways sort of embrace that. And I think that's much bigger
because
than sitting
people
out a season.
understood it because it was shortly after his father had died and all these other sort of things, so there was a lot going on that people just kind of they gave him a pass on, and he came back and he won 3 championships in a row and could have won more had they kept him on. So
that dirty motherfucker.
So I guess that heals it, a few more rings.
Jordan went to the Wizards, okay, and he became part owner. And now he owns the Bobcats. But seriously, anytime he comes in United Center, we love him. And we will always love him because he brought us 6 championships.
And he's the undisputably best basketball player of all time. I love how people not even from Chicago are like, yeah, LeBron, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Everyone but Utah.
Here's the difference to me, too. Even if LeBron or anyone else statistically by shots and points, whatever, surpassed someone like Michael Jordan, the reason why he will always be regarded as the best was because his attitude and personality towards the game. His energy was different. He had that thing that made us all proud to be a Chicagoan. You know what I mean? Like, he absolutely exemplified the persona of a star player, the guy who truly has humility, the guy who truly has integrity, the guy who truly has passion for the game. I mean, all around, he's one of those guys who are like, yeah, man, like, I absolutely would like to sit down and have a fucking beer with Michael Jordan because he's down to earth, he's grounded, and he's real. I think that being tangible makes him one of the best because LeBron, the head is so big, and it's like, you can't get down with that.
What's funny is out here, I keep seeing like people posting like, all right, enough about Dwight Howard. And I'm like, none of that shit is on my walls at all. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, what the fuck feet are you on?
Yeah, when I drove into LA for the day for 4th of July, they have like banners, like fucking 100 by 100 banners, like, Dwight, don't do it. And then like when I came back, it was like Dwight went to Houston.
Because he was on what, Lakers for 1 year or went to Houston, or
he was a little more than a year. He was on, and it's funny because I was just reading an article right before we got on, and Ice Cube had a show yesterday. And if you don't know who Ice Cube is an actor, rapper from NWA. Had a show yesterday, and he was like, fuck Dwight Howard. We don't need no bitches in L.A. and all that shit. So I mean, to me, Dwight Howard is probably one of the most overrated people. He's a big fucking crybaby. It's like, I don't like in Orlando. Trade me to a contender. They trade me to L.A. You didn't get.
Kind of sounds like a bigger LeBron James, really.
You didn't get Phil Jackson at the coach, and I'm not part of your offense. I have to play behind Kobe, so I'm gonna go somewhere else. It's like, you know what? Fuck you. He took I think $25 million less, but because he thinks he's gonna have a better chance as a championship. But maybe he does. More power to him. But he's very, very, to me, very, very overrated.
Is it too punny to say that Ice Cube is watered down?
That is funny.
As I'm wearing a Compton hat.
Yeah, right.
It's too bad you don't have the Lokes on, bitch.
Dude, my Lokes are upstairs right now as we speak.
Dude, I feel bad for Ashik because Ashik just rocked house in Houston as a starter, and once he heard the news, he was like, "Fuck this! I want to get traded. I don't want to sit behind a whiny little bitch like Dwight Howard."
Yeah, but they refused to trade him.
Seek and destroy.
They don't want to trade him. I read that yesterday too. He did ask to be traded, and he also. I mean, think about him. When he played with the Bulls, he had a great year 2 years ago. He got a blockbuster deal from Houston. He's way overpaid, and he might as well just take it and enjoy.
Sorry, I just thought of some sex jokes about that. You guys want to talk about Aaron Hernandez being a murdering bastard?
I don't know, because the whole drive here, anywhere we stopped, ESPN was on, and I got to hear about Aaron Hernandez's murder trial and the play-by-play of every 5 minutes of that night.
So you're super educated. I just read an article, and I feel like I know too much. So you know the latest shit.
I know the
play-by-play. On ESPN for 5 minutes, they'd play the entire
It is all they're
everything
talking
about
about
him.
because I haven't watched SportsCenter or ESPN in weeks, and earlier today I was just flipping through channels, and I was putting the baby for a nap or whatever, and I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna put something on, that won't keep him up, like a cartoon or something like that. So I landed on SportsCenter, and I was like, all right, watch this, and I like dozed off for a few minutes, woke up, and they're like replaying the same 10 minutes of footage, and Robert Kraft's statement to the media, from the New England Patriots. We had no idea that this is what type of man he was, and I mean,
he's so fucked. Like,
it was, what astounded me though ultimately was just the amount of Big Brother type surveillance that they wound up having on this guy. I mean, you hear about all this different stuff about what they can do with wiretaps, and basically as long as they, come to court and say that they think you were, involved in some type of terrorist activity, they can pretty much do whatever the fuck they want to you now. But you look at it and go, man, these guys, they got a lot of shit on him, from what I've read and seen and heard.
Well, the Florida charges are coming back up, and it's like,
and like Boston,
under the rug, and now they just uprooted all that. He's screwed.
Fuck Boston.
It goes to show how removed I am, not just from sports, but like from society in general. Because I have like no contact with the outside world. I don't watch TV and like whatever. I had no idea any of this stuff was going on until you guys suggested it in the topics and read about it today. I had no fucking clue.
The only reason I even suggested it was because honestly, I'm not a fan of the Patriots. I don't like the organization. I think they're a bunch of lying, cheating, backstabbing pieces of shit. I don't like Tom Brady. I think Belichick, although he's a great coach, I think is just a piece of shit as far as human being, his sportsmanship, and everything else. And seeing something like this pop up from he was their second, their number 2 tight end or whatever behind.
Gronk is injured.
Because Gronkowski was injured, but seeing something like this, I was just like, oh my god. I was like, that's just. It's so fitting for such a shitty organization as far as I'm concerned.
Well, the nice thing is that they came out and they said, hey, look, like, we get it, he's a scumbag. Owner was like, I didn't know he was a scumbag, even though, like, when he was a college player.
Even though I just gave him, like, $40 million.
We get it, he's a scumbag.
He was suspected in killing 3 people in Florida, like, 5 years ago or something like that, but...
That's just
all right. The least they could do, and they did this weekend. They exchanged.
He was nice in the locker room, though. I mean,
well,
that's what they said. Basically, they're like, he was cool in the locker room.
Aaron Hernandez jersey could go and they could go and get a new one. So, like, I think it was 50,000 people the first day, and I think 200,000 total over 3 days. Actually went and they exchanged it, and like Tebow's went out the first like. They had limited Tebows, and they were the first to go. So it's kind of.
Oh, that's right, because New England picked up Tebow a few weeks back, didn't they?
It's so people can kneel and pray for Hernandez.
Exactly. What's funny about that is I should have had that drive because you go have the Hernandez jerseys. That shit's selling for fucking hundreds and hundreds of dollars on fucking eBay right now.
Seriously?
That's not right.
Look, that's been a huge thing. It's because. They're trading them in and everything. I should have had that trade, and I could have freaking given them any jersey they wanted from any team, and I could have taken the fucking Hernandez jerseys and sold them for $100 or $200 a pop. How much? I'd be fucking rich right now. We'd be going to fucking California.
Selling the jerseys of a murderer, man. You can sell it with an empty shell casing,
exactly.
replica empty shell casing.
I have no heart, and you guys would all enjoy the trip to Gillman's the 25th and 26th because we'd be heading to Cali. Fuck Boston, by the way. So we could talk about another subject. But it's been interesting because the whole Hernandez thing's been going on for 2 weeks. So and it's not going to stop.
Well, he's talking to Ray Lewis, so he might actually get out of it.
Yeah, well, the funny he's got. Who's one of his biggest supporters is Snoop Lion. And he beat that murder charge back 20 years ago. So maybe he's going to sit down and have a talk with him and tell him what he has to do. Hopefully, the first thing is don't bend over in the shower.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like they've got quite a bit on him though, so I don't see him getting out of this one. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess you never know because the way the courts are designed and the laws and everything like that. I mean, OJ got away with murder, but
yeah. But he didn't commit the murder.
But he didn't get away with robbery.
If the glove don't fit, acquit.
If the glove don't fit, acquit. Right.
Did you guys see the documentary?
Let's jump on to something else. Let's talk about Hulu Plus versus Netflix. Because you Yellow Bus have both. You have both, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, that'll be good. I actually wanted to talk about this because I've been enjoying Netflix for a couple months now, but ultimately it was like anything, you get something and it's brand new and it's shiny and you like it. And I was I watched some stuff here and there. We're still watching Breaking Bad on it, so I mean that's good. It's as far as I'm concerned, it's paying for itself. It's $8 a month or whatever it is. But Hulu Plus is probably going to be my next step, and to eventually just cutting off Comcast completely. So.
Well, I agree with cutting off Comcast cable completely. Internet,
cable. Yeah, I'll keep their internet because that's been fine.
We got Verizon fiber wire out here.
That's supposed to be pretty good. The files, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be good.
I don't really care about cable because I just download anything or acquire anything I want to watch. So I don't know. Internet's real fast.
Called Sean Well Spoken. What the fuck is up with that?
Wait, what?
I'm just teasing. Someone in the chat, not in the chat, on the comments on the video was, I shouldn't say someone, it's someone I know very well. It's a long-time sub. Entertain Me TV said, Sean is probably my favorite on the show. He's so chill and well-spoken. And I just had to laugh. Sean is not known for his eloquence and speech.
I mean, chill sometimes, but I don't know about well-spoken. And that's not saying anything bad about you, Shank. It's just, you usually, when you get angry about something and go on a tirade, it's
next level, bro.
It's usually fucking burn the house down, man,
It's filled with a lot of pecans.
What were you talking about?
Netflix versus Hulu.
Versus others.
Versus others.
I haven't
tried Amazon Prime Instant Video.
Amazon Prime is worth it for the shipping. For the TV features, I don't think. I think it's something they just kind of threw in on top. To be honest, that's just me. But there are some nice things on there that are exclusively free that come in, like new shows. You're like, oh, it's free on Amazon Prime. But
I completely agree. Because I got the student price on Amazon Prime.
They have a student price?
If you have the first couple years you get it for free, and then it's, I think, $39.99 a month or a year. Sorry, a year.
I'm trying to conceive ways I could pawn myself off as a student, even though I haven't been one in.
Also,
you need a student. Should I use Jamie's old email address
for Amazon Prime? Also, you can add family members to your Amazon Prime, family members. To your Prime account if you have the actual version of it. Student versions, you can't add people to it, but if you have the actual version, you can add people to it that can use it.
I was on my father-in-law's actual version for 3 years, and then I got tired of having to email him every time I wanted to order something, so I just finally just got my own. But it's a double-edged sword because now I have to be very careful when I order something for Jamie for her birthday or something, so she doesn't see it.
Yeah,
so you could add the crazy fucked up things on my wish list.
You could add Tim to your account if you wanted.
Huh?
Use my mom. My mom has Prime. If you use my mom and just pick it up from my mom's house, you can do stuff that way.
Yeah, or just add me. Put in my address. You live fucking 6 blocks from me, so.
All these options. I love it.
But Hulu. Okay, so I've pretty much scoured all of Netflix over the past 4 or 5 years. Whenever they started doing streaming. And I used to do Hulu Non-Plus, and
what was the Non-Plus about?
It was just less content, usually the older stuff, and there was extensive commercials.
Was it a free version or something? Or?
Yeah, it's a free version. This $8 version, yes, it still does have commercials for some shows, but it does have next day TV for most of the major channels, like your NBC, ABC. Whatever,
CBS, Fox,
all that shit. And so, if you want to just take out cable, keep, Hulu Plus, yeah, you have commercials for some. I don't know how it works yet. I think it's if you previously watched it, or if it's new or old. I don't know which way it's going. It doesn't have commercials. But, nonetheless, they have a lot of good content out there. They have every episode of South Park, which Netflix just kind of acts South Park. However, although Netflix doesn't have next day TV, it does have that cool new feature, the past 6 months that they've had, where it goes 3 episodes before you have to manually go next.
Which, I guess PlayStation's had for the whole time. I just got a PS3 from Sean Shank, and by the way, thanks. And it's, dude, the navigation for Netflix is so much better than Xbox. It's astonishing. Like just in small ways. It's
on
so
Xbox
much
or
better.
PlayStation?
On PlayStation. I can't believe how much better it is. It's so much more. I just feel like it makes so much more sense the way they have it set up, and I really genuinely enjoy watching Netflix probably 2 or 3 times more than I did on the Xbox.
Yeah, the interface is nice. It's not as clunky. It's much easier to navigate, and
it's so responsive and smooth. And I don't know if it's because they didn't do some of the animation bullshit with that Xbox did with like the swipe motion thing, but like it's just everything about it is superior to me in terms of navigation to Xbox.
Well, Hulu Plus is good because of the different content they have, and I mean it's good because Christy has her show still, and I can watch South Park's on there. It has a lot of other stuff on there that I enjoy, like it has recent Law and Order SVU, and any Law and Order fans. But only problem is they don't have that new. I guess they don't have the feature where it keeps going. And so after every episode, you're like, fuck, you gotta like find the controller. The controller like lost all its juice, because it timed out. You restart it, then go to the next one. It's kind of
time for a second shot.
Time out.
We're in. Time for another shot.
Fucking talk about area like 3.5.
I saw you doing them, and I'm like, you doing shots?
Going, guys.
I got another one in here.
Yeah, I said, let me know when you do another one.
It's not fun until Jim's on the ground.
Wait. We're doing another one right now?
We're doing another one right now. We're in.
I didn't even drink on my real birthday, so this is a treat.
Jamie's in the background. She just said, "Oh geez."
Oh geez.
Yeah, we are OGs.
You're damn straight I'm a gangster.
Guys are all fucked up.
She's concerned because if I initiate sex tonight, I'll last forever.
Isn't that a good thing?
she just scoffed. She literally just scoffed at that statement. Okay, guys,
make her do a shot too.
Then it's time to have the cookie game with you, sir.
She just shook her head and ate her mashed potatoes. So, okay, to prosperity and Morgan Freeman
and hard-ons.
All right, clink. No, Morgan Freeman did not die.
Extends.
All right, Tim, continue.
It was lovely.
Well, I just threw up a birthday cake for Jim.
Wait, you threw up?
Thank you.
Oh no, I understand now.
Yeah,
well, all I'm saying is that
just a heads up, the frosting's for me, Jim. It's homemade.
Jim, blow out the candle.
Cons of Hulu Plus and Netflix is, Netflix has their own set of
Jim,
stuff.
blow.
Yeah, Jim.
It's like a breathalyzer test.
Someday, if we're ever YouTube famous, there's going to be a picture of Jim on the internet looking like he's sucking. Someone's going to Photoshop a dick right in there.
Probably. I have to interject real quick with something. You said that breathalyzer thing, Sean. This guy that I worked with, real nice guy, by the name of Dan. I won't mention his last name, but he was like our uncle Ken. He was one of those functioning drunks. Like I said, really nice guy, and but he had a couple of DUIs, so his license had been suspended for a few years. And anyway, he offered to give me a ride to work, a lift to work, when we were doing this training for about a week, and he said, and I had no idea about this thing, that his license had been suspended at the time and everything else. So the first day I get in his car, right, he picks me up, and he's this real high-strung, tense guy to begin with. It's always like, what the fuck was that? One of those type of guys. I get in the car, and about 2 minutes in, all of a sudden I hear, this beep, 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 and it says, please blow into the device or whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he's just like, Oh, don't worry about it. That's just my breathalyzer machine or whatever. This thing's hardwired into the ignition of his car because this guy had a couple of DUIs. To get his license back, it's this probationary thing that he had to do. And basically just randomly while he's fucking driving, like, it makes him go and do a breathalyzer test and blow into the machine. If he fails it at any time, and one time he said he failed it, he lives in Chicago, and I guess he failed it because he been he was sick and he had some cough drops or something like that.
Bullshit! I saw that on MythBusters.
And I guess I guess stuff like that actually does trigger it. Cough medicine heavy, because they say not to even take things like that when you're doing this. But anyway, I guess it just fucking cuts off and shuts your engine off, man. Like if you blow dirty over the limit or whatever. So for this whole week, man. I'm driving to work with him, and it was the middle of winter too, so it's cold as fuck, and we'd go and stop at McDonald's to get a coffee or something like that in the morning, get back in the car, he starts it up, and he's got to go through this whole fucking thing. You have to have the car started, and it has to go and like charge up for like 60 seconds So you're sitting in the car wanting to go, but you can't even put the car in drive until this fucking thing charges up and then goes and takes his breath, you know.
Take it off,
it was God, it was the most annoying thing though ever, but it was so funny to see how this guy handled it because he'd get so pissed off, you know, because we'd be at a stoplight about to turn in anything and ask him to go and, you know, and if you don't respond to it within a few seconds, it warns you and then it cuts off your car, you know. So I mean, you could literally be stalled in the middle of an intersection. So
that's actually gonna be really funny.
This is the most terrible week of my life. I was
and
just
you know,
like,
it's even
God,
it's funny. It's funny, Jim. You talk about that. Is I just had a conversation. I just have an associate who works with me that just had to get one in his car, and now it's got a camera attached to make sure you're the one blowing in it.
Oh, it's not somebody else.
Yeah. And he's telling me about today. He's like, you have to do it a certain way, and you have to hold it up perfectly. And he's like, if you screw it up 2 times, it shuts your car off for 10 minutes. He goes, then it counts down like a bomb, and then after 10 minutes you can do it again. He says, he was explaining to me. I'm just, you know, I felt bad, but I mean, I was laughing at him. It's like, well, you fucked up, but it's funny as hell to hear you tell me this stupid story.
And you know, and it's funny because the first thing I thought of when he explained the whole story to me, and he was like, and I'm kind of embarrassed about it and everything else, and he explains the whole thing to me, and I'm like, listen, whatever, man, you know, that's your deal. I'm not going to judge you for it. That's cool, whatever.
Just don't kill me while we're driving.
But I asked him, I'm like, you know, how do they know, though, that it's you that's blowing into it or whatever, you know? And he's like, well, they don't. He's like, a couple of times, man, I was at the bar, and you know, like I basically, you know, because he lives in Chicago, like right at like Edison Park or in the outskirts. He goes, and basically, you know, I just go and give somebody like $5 that was walking by to go and blow in the thing so I could fucking start my car and get home. And I was like, yeah,
it's funny you mentioned it.
Probably not safe, but
every other person that I know has gotten a DUI out here. Like they give it out like candy.
So bad.
You'll be like. You'll like be driving away from a guy that's like shooting a gun at you, like he's trying to fucking kill you, and they'll pull you over because you're speeding, and they'll like probably pull them over too, but they'll probably be like, all right, you'll be like, officer, he was shooting at me. They're like, but were you drinking? And you're like,
were you
what? Like, you know, a friend of mine got his car hit, and they didn't give a fuck about it, but I guarantee if he got like pulled over for drinking, even if it was like .06, which you can get pulled over and get a DUI under the legal limit here. There's a no tolerance in Arizona. They'll give you a ticket. If you go under a .08, they give you a drinking DUI ticket, and then you can drive home after they issue the ticket.
Dude, I mean, I know all kinds of people
retarded.
from all kinds of walks of life, you know, that have done all kinds of crazy shit. I'm cool with just about whatever makes you happy, as long as there's no victims. For me, the problem with drunk driving, to me, is like just the least fucking cool thing to do. Like, it just is to me. Like, how fucking stupid do you have to be, not once but multiple times, make the decision to put other people at risk? That's what bothers me. Is like, I had a guy that I worked with, and he was at a red light with him, his wife, and his son, his 3-month-old. And, you know, they were talking, whatever, and she went to go reach back to help the kid out, and some drunk driver out of nowhere fucking slammed into him. Her feet went through the fucking windshield, and luckily, I mean, everyone turned out to be okay. But I mean, how many times a fucking day do innocent people get killed because of fucking Neanderthals that can't call a cab or just sleep it off? Like that shit bothers me so fucking much, because you're not even giving other people a choice. You know, like,
and
even in
especially
acts of
the
violence
ones
that are unfair. You know, it's like people still have a choice to try and, you know, fight or flight, right? But with this, it's like, you have no fucking choice. Sometimes you're just in a situation where you're gonna get hit, and like that really fucking bothers me. And that grinds my gears.
Especially the ones too that and you and I, well, actually everyone here, you know, I mean, you know that guy or that person that you know, or wherever, that's like, he has too many, and they're always like, no, I'm fine, it's no problem. And it's like, just because you drink 5 days a week doesn't make you qualified to drink and drive at the same time, or, you know, one preceding the other. But there is rare circumstances too, and sir, if you remember Dan, he was one of those guys that, honestly, sober, he was less of a competent driver than he was when he had a few drinks in him. And it was just, for some reason, he just seemed to be a better, smoother, more competent driver once he'd had a few drinks. And I had driven with him, you know, under the influence of a few beers or more many, many times, you know. And I'm not saying that's the case in the majority at all, or that it's right or condoning it in any way, shape, or form. But, you know, but I know that there's a lot of them out there that you know, they know that they're not in any good shape to drive. They're not competent to do so, and they choose to do so anyway. You know.
Yeah, it just bothers me, especially because when you're drunk, like, what fucks do you give about anything? Sleep on in the parking lot. I mean, I've slept everywhere when I've been drunk. Like, so why do you really care so much about getting home? Like, that's what bothers me. It doesn't matter.
Surf, I don't mean to interrupt you. It's just,
no, go ahead.
Like these days, if you're even sleeping in your car and you have the keys on you,
they will fucking give you a DUI.
You'll get a DUI, even if you're not driving. You don't have to be driving.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Drop them on your tire. Stick them under the wheel well.
If they're not on you,
put them in your wee-wee.
Even yeah.
I'm not saying that I 100%.
I'm not going to put it around my wee-wee when I have a cock ring on. Seriously.
I'm not saying that I 100% agree with the way legislation handles things. I'm just saying that, like, I know that basically because we deal with a bunch of people with room temperature IQs in government, like, whenever we can't solve a problem, we're like, well, we'll just be remorseful, you know. So, like, stuff like that is unreasonable. I think I totally agree with that.
Sean,
there's not an intellectually well-rounded solution to that problem. But at the same time, it's sort of hard to debate that, you know? I mean, I guess.
Just take a cab, bro.
Sean, you can just wheel that key onto your cock ring so it's connected.
I guess I could do that. That'd be cool. Really, you know what? I'm going to start making my cock ring my keychain.
Yeah, that works too.
Hey, are you guys liking the sound effects, or is it annoying because I'm a little bit drunk?
It really is not annoying me. I mean, I'm no more annoyed this week than any other week, so, I mean...
See, I can give you positive feedback. I can give
It reminds me of like a sitcom that I used to watch. You know, we watched
Three's Company.
Yeah, a lot of the like '70s, you know, sitcoms and stuff like that I watched when I was a kid.
That's so
you know,
funny.
the old reruns.
Wait, hold on.
Where's the crickets?
Yeah, they're so quiet. They're so quiet until I click them.
It's so funny. So funny.
Yeah. Okay. So I was totally gonna like make like an awkward segue just for the deliberate intention of being awkward. I thought I had another thing in mind, another topic.
You know what? I got something I want to talk about. And I want to talk.
Yeah. Let's hear about it, Sean. Let's hear about it.
You know, I have lots. I mean, besides
You
small
talking
penis
about
and everything else. No, I already talked enough about cock rings. Surf, I want you to talk about who our guest is going to be next week.
Oh no shit! Yeah, okay. So this is tentative. I'm assuming that it's legit, but I should. That's such a bad precursor.
I think it's real, but it's probably not. So we'll see.
Almost all of our viewers will know who Keemstar is. Keemstar is. I'm
sure he'll appreciate that.
I doubt he'll ever watch this, but if he does, Keemstar, sorry for that. Keemstar is a YouTube personality that has been around for a long time. And he's a pretty big dude in the community, and I tweeted him, which is not a whole lot different from twitting him or twatting him. I tweeted him today, and I said, "Hey, Keemstar, you want to be on Overdose next week?" And he said, "Sure." So we hooked up, and it seems like that's going to be the case. So yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very stoked to have Keemstar on the show.
Who's Keemstar?
See, the thing is like. I don't know out of anybody who's on the show if anyone actually legit follows a lot of Call of Duty commentators. He started out as like I think it wasn't even Call of Duty. I think it was Halo. He was really well known for his pranks that he would do in chat lobbies. But I think that the YouTube community knows him largely because him and Only Use Me Blade live together and they do a lot of stuff together. They've got the Bad Kid podcast. They do a lot of whatever. So I'm excited. Like it's what I like about where everything is going is like. I'm starting to feel like not an outsider in the community anymore. I'm starting to feel like, hey, like these are my colleagues, these are my peers. Like I like that. I think that's a cool thing, and I'm very excited to have him on the show, and hopefully that should be who our guest is next week. So I'm very, very, very excited.
Woo! Whoop whoop.
Yeah. So
We should do a shot.
all right.
Go for it.
Sure.
You're kind of getting me drunk already. It's already going downhill. Whenever I get drunk on the show, things tend to go downhill. Not because I run the show, but because I give such little fucks that everything just sort of turns
when
into...
When did you give any fucks? I was missing something.
True. Did you guys like how I introed the show today? Yeah,
I tend to be a bad influence on people when it comes to drinking, so...
It's so funny, too, because like when you first started guesting on the show, I never would have suspected that you had this beast drinker in you. It's.
I call it my dark passenger.
So everyone who doesn't know,
I didn't realize that you were Dexter, but okay.
I believe it's episode 4 for our viewers who don't know who weren't around at that time. Listen to me, I can't even Fucking
Wait, what?
connect words. I'm slurring.
Episode
I think
4,
it was
which was 2 episodes. It was split
which was
in
2
half
episodes because we lost connection because I had a wireless connection in my basement. To now it's wired. I think I might make a video about like the 100-foot wire I have running upstairs, but it was wireless connection. We lost the connection. We had to split the show in 2 parts, and it was mostly largely because we were very drunk and we were drinking 40s. And Gillman showed the fuck up out of everyone. I totally did not expect. Gillman was the sleeper car. You go to a racetrack, you see like that shitty fucking Honda Civic. You're like, yeah, can't. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to compare you to a shitty Honda Civic. I'm sorry. I don't mean that.
I can drive 50 miles an hour.
But you know what I mean?
worry about
The
it.
sleeper car. The sleeper car is the one you don't expect.
Don't worry about it, man, because he compared me to a dog on one of our friggin' dual comms, so don't worry about it.
And someone called you an eloquent speaker earlier, so shit's all auto-act today.
Everything's wrong. Everything's
Everything
wrong.
is wrong today. Everything is wrong. No, but Gilman.
He's always the sleeper, though, man. Like, dude, we drink with Brandon, with our friend Brandon.
We call him Blackout Brandon. He's black.
Yeah, Blackout Brandon.
And he also blacks out.
He's a blackout, but you don't think he's gonna like be able to drink you under the table?
Because he seems so normal. Even sometimes when he's blacked out.
He drank 2 40s in like 15 minutes.
Ridiculous.
I was like,
that's his Tuesday. One time I went to go hang out with him. I took him to this place called Pops, close to us, to get some drinks with my family.
Startling,
I assumed
dude.
he was gonna be fine. I pick him up. He seemed totally straight, legit. Like 3 or 4 beers in, I noticed he starts to start acting weird, and I talked to him. He's like, "Yeah, bro, I drank 3 bottles of red wine before he picked me up." I'm like, "What the fuck?" That's just Brandon. Like that's just how he is.
So anyway.
That's funny shit. Wait.
Yeah, where's Jim?
So hold on. No, sir. We were talking about Gilman, his first time on episode 4. We're doing Edward 40 Hands.
Oh, anyways, he was a sleeper car. He was a sleeper car. Thank you, Sean. He was a sleeper car. He drank us all underneath the table, and it's a really entertaining episode. So you should watch it. It's not entertaining. It's kind of belligerent, but it's funny.
My roommate walked behind me with there's a lightsaber battle involved, and he walked in with a sword.
Yes, that was epic. I was like, what the fuck is going on? That was during the time when I still cared about the show. I hate to say that, but like I was really concerned about like, hey, like here's a bunch of people I hang out with that aren't like avid about YouTube the way I'm avid about YouTube. Are they going to know how to behave in public? Basically the thing. And then once I dropped all expectations for the show, once it was like, hey, I don't care, everything got a lot easier, and I think the show is better for it.
So what are we doing a shot for?
For
8:15.
Hold on, wait.
Edward 40 Hands.
Oh yeah, the Edward 40 Hands.
All right, guys. Here's to episode 4 of Overdose.
Are you drinking Makers too?
Yeah, motherfucker.
Oh shit, bitches!
Dude, I don't have a flaccid penis. My penis is straight legit.
That's because you're still young. Just wait till you
It's curvy.
Viagra.
You ever meet someone with a curvy dick? I haven't.
Wait till you get low T. That's the worst.
Where's Jim's shot? Jim, where's your shot?
Jim, let's go.
I do not have a shot right now.
Well, we're gonna wait until you get one.
You guys are killing me. I've taken like 4.
Jim,
let's
I can't
do it.
hold.
I wanna see
Jim,
your
I'm a little bit
protein.
older than you. I can't hold my hand up this long. Let's make it quick.
You guys
He
are
needs
killing
his
me.
hand back on his dick.
Sean, I'm 97% sure that's just a shot of beer.
You guys are gonna have
Shut
to
the
wait
fuck
like
up.
at least 38 seconds because
Is
my
that
guy
literally a
went back
shot of beer? I
upstairs.
see bubbles at the top. That's just a shot of beer, isn't it?
Dude, I don't have hard liquor. You know that.
Oh, that's true.
Then you might as well just finish the can.
Well, you
can't
should
already
go
talk.
from
There's
the
about
can
5
because I'm going from the flute. I'm fluting right now.
Guys, I don't want to hold this anymore. Can we wait till Jim gets back?
Yeah, I said it
we
down.
have to do
I
this?
already set it down.
Are we doing this
Flute
again
them
in
out,
3
flute
weeks?
dance.
Hey, listen, guys. If I don't stop drinking, I'm not going to stop clicking sound effects buttons, so someone needs to stop me now.
Flute dance.
It's hard to confiscate your mouse from
Flute dance.
2,000 miles
Flute
away.
dance.
All right, let's pick another topic while we're drunk.
Okay.
Let's see here.
I've had 4 beers and, 2 shots? That's a lot for me. I never drink. I usually just smoke.
Are we going to be doing this
I'm a
again
pussy.
in 3 weeks?
I'm totally a pussy. What's up in 3 weeks?
Are we going to be doing this again in 3 weeks?
What's in 3 weeks?
That's my birthday.
We were actually just
Oh, no
continuing
shit.
it.
What are you going to be, 62, 63?
I'm retiring. It's awesome.
That's
I will
exciting.
be retiring. Yeah, I'm
Dude,
retiring I'm retiring in 17 days, so it's really kind of cool.
Hold on, though. Listen, I have a question.
I got a topic. Okay.
All right, wait. I'm going to get your topic in 1 second.
I'm gonna let you finish.
What the fuck should I do for my 500 subscriber video and my 100th video?
Nothing.
I think you might be right. I think I might not do fucking anything. I might not even acknowledge it. That's terrible.
I think we need to have a montage to where like you either go out with like a sick crew or like other people and like just try
Dude,
to
there's
see how
no
much
sick crew in
everyone can-
Peloton anymore. It's me and Brian holding it down.
Go-
so it'd
go
be
out
like
and
me and
binge-
my son and Jamie and Brian like going to like fucking Nelly's for
Go
like
out
2
and
beers.
binge drink. Go out and binge drink and make a montage video of you drinking and then throwing it all up.
Okay.
I think we should do a group episode in California. Carry the laptop down to the bars.
See, but here's
I'd
the
be
problem.
down for a group episode.
Like the
Here's
South
the-
Park episode where he's got the iPad. And
Dude.
he's like,
Maybe we should plan that for the 100th episode. Well, that's a long way away of Overdose. Maybe for the 50th episode. See, here's the problem. My 500th subscriber, I'm 9 away from, and my 100th video, I'm like 12 videos away from. So I don't have the resources to get
Which is
up to California.
which is going to come first? Is it going to be the 500th subscriber or the 100th episode?
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe
video.
we should make a little thing going on. So whichever one comes first, something crazy happens. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do for the 100th video. I don't know what to do for the 500 subs. Now, an idea I had for the for the 100th video, I'm gonna reshoot my trailer because my trailer is now irrelevant because I don't do how-to videos for music like at all anymore. So I need to make a new trailer. But I told myself that I'm not gonna make a new trailer until I get my DSLR camera, which I'm still like $200 away from. So that's like 2 months of saving for me. So that's not going to happen. So I don't know what to do for my 100th.
Why don't you take
thing.
like a best of the videos you have, the 100 you have, and make that your intro video?
Okay, 2 reasons. One, it's too much work. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay,
no,
understandable.
The big one is honestly, since I deleted all that shit from my hard drive and I don't have the original file of 70% of the stuff that I made.
I could show you how to get every original file that you have on YouTube.
See, but I'd have to download all of them, which I guess I could do, but...
Well, no, you don't have to download all of them. You just... Well, I mean, yeah, you would. I mean, you just...
The
like,
ones that
I'm
I
sure there's
need.
episodes. I'm sure there's episodes or some things that you'd be like, yeah, I don't really want to take anything from there, or I don't want something from there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I
just-
should
it
do a
was a
montage.
suggestion.
That's a good idea. I actually like that idea. Maybe I should do a montage.
I mean, it kind of shows
My
different
video.
shit you do that you offer on your channel of stuff you've already did, and that, you know...
It's kind of like 2 birds with 1 stone because I was actually considering doing a montage video for my new trailer
Hold
because
on.
I need a new trailer that explains what Surfed Up Entertainment is. I'm
Hold
sorry.
on.
Okay, Gilman's right. We need a shot.
We've been
Yeah,
doing,
so I have
waiting
a
in
guy
these
too.
for like 10 minutes.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was back like 8 minutes ago.
I know. I noticed, but
It was only 80% my fault.
okay. Wait. Hold on. Wait. I need to see that for sure. Is that one of those plastic Dixie cups? That is so rad.
Who's got a
What is
plastic Dixie cup?
I don't
Jim.
think anyone has.
Huh? No, it's a shot glass, man.
Is it? Hold that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks
Where
like
the hell I got it
those
from,
Dixie
but-
cups that you throw away in
Somebody
the
gave it to
bathroom.
me.
Okay. All right, guys. Who's doing this toast?
Woo! To
Don't drop the
500
dick of that.
subscribers.
500 subs
To 500 subs.
They're coming.
and 100 videos.
They're coming.
And 100 videos. We love
Actually,
you guys.
my wife just informed me I got this shot glass for my oldest son when he went to visit our crazy sister Jenna out in San Diego last year. He brought that back.
Sister's
for
not
me.
too far from you, Matt.
It's an hour south.
She's looking for a good man, and she's hot.
Yeah,
He
all
is
you gotta
hot.
do is
Yeah,
all you gotta do is
well,
sign up.
put him
All you gotta do
in.
is sign up with the Marines, and you're in.
Oh, that's terrible. I hear.
Sorry. But yeah, you are.
It was a cheap shot, but it was one that was available. I don't blame you. No, but
But your
I
sister is
don't.
hot, by the way.
I don't say that my sister's hot because
Is she single again?
But everyone says that my sister's hot. So, and I agree. She's a beautiful young lady.
She really is,
But-
yes.
On the outside.
I thought
Okay,
she was dating
anyways,
the guy with the hair.
That's
joking.
terrible. That's
I'm
terrible.
just joking. I'm just joking.
But
is she, wait,
okay.
is she single?
Yeah, she's single again.
Oh, okay.
Temporarily, yes.
Okay. So here's my follow-up question to my previous question. Now, when I do a new trailer, should I make the trailer? Here's my vision. Let me tell you my vision for the new trailer on Surfed Up Entertainment. The vision for the new trailer is to be like a sort of like I'll be walking backwards while the camera is following me through the studio, and I'll be saying, "Hey, this is Surfed Up Entertainment," blah blah blah, and I'll say, "You can see shit like this." And it'll cut to fucking funny different moments. So it'll be like the montage thing.
Yeah.
And that'll be sort of be the basis for the trailer.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Are you gonna be drinking and vomiting though during this?
I'm taking that into consideration since you suggested it. I have, however, on the channel already changed my trailer to the Brian Boitano drum cover just for shiggles because I was tired of like the Surfed Up Entertainment being up there. Because if you look at my retention rate, it's really bad, and I think there's two reasons for it. One is not everyone's looking for how-to music videos, which isn't what influenced me to stop doing them because I wasn't having fun doing them anyways. That's one thing, but the other one is that like it's like I was just that was the first video I ever made ever. So I look at it and I'm like, oh, you don't know how to like be yourself in front of the camera at the time, so you're kind of like annoying. Like I watched the trailer and I'm like, you kind of annoys me, and if it annoys me, then I definitely feel like it annoys other people. So like to have 1,700 views on that and not have as many people lured in, I don't think I have a really good close rate. I know that's probably too much of a systematic or business way to look at it, but I just don't like my trailer anymore. And it's also not relevant to my channel. I don't mention in the trailer that I do gameplay commentaries, which is a huge part of the channel now. And I don't mention the fact that you can come here for all things that are not metaphysics, but just positive, uplifting messages. Like that's part of who I am. That's what I like to talk about. So that needs to be mentioned in the next trailer. You know what I mean?
Does anybody ever remember from, I don't know if any of you guys are Saturday Night Live fans, but, and I don't know how it, I mean, I know it's not very good these days, but when I used to watch it back in the 90s, they had this segment on there called Deep Thoughts. And I don't know if anybody ever remembered.
Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy.
Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy, and it would play like this really slow, like melodic type music, you know, and it's like on a piano or something like that. And then he'd just go and he'd say something like really profound, but then end it, you know, it'd be something about like his boss or whatever. And then at the end he'd be like, "But I'd really like to stab her in the face." You know, and it was just, and it was, so there was like a comical aspect to it, you know, but like the first part of it was real deep, you know. You should do a series similar to that, I think.
I had an idea for a series. I had an idea for a series where like the fuck poster, get out of my shit. I had God damn it. All right, I'm better now. I had an idea for a series where like I'm lounging like in a chair with a robot and a cigar, and I'm just sitting there chilling, and then I'm like, "Oh, I didn't notice you." Like have like that like music in the background, and then just start like, but it has to be in like front of a fireplace or something with like a bear rug. Have any of those things?
Damn it, dude! If you'd have told me that, you could use my fireplace before I moved.
Oh, that's right. Did you have a fireplace?
I did. I had the fireplace that I never used.
I got an animation guy that could probably go and put that shit in afterwards, man.
Hook me the fuck up.
I seriously do.
Dude, by the way, so, I know this isn't another viable topic, so I'll only talk about it briefly, but I switched from iMovie to Final Cut Pro finally for our viewers. I have a friend who hooked me up with a bunch of software that I shouldn't have gotten.
Rhymes with Brian.
It was awesome because like
Brian.
people don't realize, and I mentioned this in my Wings video, but like I'm not fucking made of money, so I can't just be like, oh hey, like Final Cut is going to be vital to me growing as a YouTube channel. I'm going to go and purchase it. Like I don't have those capabilities financially, so he really hooked me up with a bunch of shit, and I got Final Cut. And Final Cut, for those of you who don't know, is like an expensive program. Like South Park uses it. I think I saw it in one of their documentaries. They were using Final Cut. So I mean, it's a legit program. The problem is it's so technical, it's super overwhelming. Well, just a couple weeks ago, I started using it because I decided, like, if I'm going to start using it, I have to use it. I have to completely replace iMovie. I have to move my whole library over there of all my video footage, and, like, I just need to commit to it. And so that's where, if you look back at my videos, that's where the outro video started changing with the wood panel and the ink stain that spreads with subscribe.
No, that's because you started using the Final Cut.
It's because I started using Final Cut.
Okay. And
the thing is there's a lot of things about Final Cut. God damn it, I can't speak because I've had too much to drink. I'm sorry, guys. There's a lot of things about Final Cut. I apologize to the viewers. I'm not articulate whatsoever once I've had beer or drinks. But there are things about it that make it infinitely more convenient to edit and cut and whatever, but there are some things that are more difficult about it. One of the features that I was really looking forward to is the fact that Final Cut renders your video while you're editing it. So when you go to upload it, you're just waiting for the upload time. Okay? For those of you who don't upload videos, what it takes for someone like me with an average internet connection, like for instance, when you guys see Surfwife Sunday, that's usually recorded on Saturday. Okay? If it's recorded on Sunday, it has to be done on Sunday by like 9 in the morning if you want to see it in any realistic time frame, because it takes usually 2 or 3 hours to render and then 2 or 3 hours to upload. So one of the big lures of Final Cut was the fact that it renders while I'm editing. I don't know if I'm having problems with it or what, but it still is rendering when I'm exporting it, and like for instance, my video that went up today, Dear Young Surf, which was a little awkward for me to put out to begin with.
I liked that one though. I thought it was good.
Thank you.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
no,
off.
No, I appreciate the
feedback.
I was concerned. I actually cut
Dear
a lot of stuff out
16-year-old Surf. You
I was
shouldn't
talking
drink with your brother.
I was, a lot of stuff I cut out had to do too with like mom and stuff because I was like, dude, I don't need to get all like, oh shit, did I cut out?
Get that deep, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't need to get that deep. Sorry, my thing cut out for a second. It seemed like I didn't want to get that deep and be like, I don't ever want to use my channel to bash other people, including my mother. As much as I don't have a relationship with her, I don't want to bash her. So, putting stuff like that out, like that video was supposed to go up yesterday, and the reason it didn't happen yesterday was because of rendering and upload time. And by the time it got fucking done, it was so late that I was like, you know what, I'm just going to save it for the next day. So it fucked me up. It set me back a whole day with videos. So I don't know what the point of the story was. I'm just frustrated with Final Cut.
Well, you'll figure it out, man.
You know what I like though is that, and I gotta say, and this is a follow up to the comment that I brought up, or the topic I brought up last week was, you get about 1,000 views, over 1,000 views on that.
Almost 1,500.
Almost 1,500 response to the Wings video.
I thought you were talking about channel views. I'm sorry. I've got like 1,500 channel views and like over 1,000 things.
And here's the cool thing about that video to begin with, because I went and then after our show last week, I went and watched the response video from him, and it is kind of comical because he mentioned you by name for like 3 to 5 minutes straight, and keeps calling you Surf Durf, and he's like, and then he looks up at the camera and he's like Surf Durf, I just want you to know I did watch your video, Surf Durf. But here's the funny part about it, right? Like every other day, I go and comment on his video, and I'm like, and I do it on my Jim Latuzek, profile or whatever, and I've done it on the Jim's Nerd Nation too or whatever, but I go and I comment and I'm like, by the way, it's Surf Dub Entertainment, not Surf Durf, as Mink's mentioning. Please like this comment up to the top so everybody will know. Because many comments from people are like, I couldn't find that. And most people on YouTube, it's, what I mean? It's like you have the attention span of like a 5-year-old. It's like if you can't find it within a few tries, you don't give a fuck then. But you're like, whatever, I don't care if it's profound or life-changing. I can't look further because I looked up Surf Durf and there's nothing there for that.
There's no Surf Durf, so I went to Pornhub
now you gotta
and
change
started
your name to
watching
Surf
something else.
Durf, man.
I think that's
And that's what it is.
the only
But it's so
comment
funny
I've
because
upvoted.
But every couple of days, though, every other day, I go on there and I put another comment up and see it, and hoping that it'll bring a few people over and that a few people realize, because it was a good video, regardless of whatever your affiliation or likenesses of Wings or anything like that, So.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
No, I just find it comical because when I watched the video the last time we had a live show, I had not yet watched the video. I'd seen your video, but not Wings' response. We had talked about it a little bit when I brought it up, and then when I saw it immediately afterwards, I was like, "Oh my god, that's hilarious!" Because he does. I mean, it seems like it really did do something positive for him. It affected him. Aside from that, it was just comical how he went about that. And he's like, just so you know, Surf Durf, I did see your video.
Oh, dude, that shit made me laugh so hard.
Oh, I'm Surf Durf. It's like, what the fuck?
Hold
I'm
on, real quick.
impaired.
Am I the only one? Is Jim cutting out?
Yeah, he's
Jim's roboting it.
But I heard what he said. I completely agree. I listened to both.
That's weird.
I listened to both the not the Wings of Liberty,
sexy Jim.
the Wings of Redemption. His little 17-minute video, I listened to the whole thing. I listened to Joe's 15-minute response. And I did watch the other guy, Wings of Redemption's 5-minute response video. And, I feel like it was very effective. And I feel like, even though he butchered the shit out of your name, I feel like it's weird how he chose yours. It's like writing. It's like a writing thing, Joe. Like, you used to be a great writer. You won the writing competition because I guarantee you got like 100 people doing these responses, and you're the one they actually decided to mention.
And it really touches me. And by the way, Jim, I think all of us heard all of your response. The robotic thing was happening so frequently that it actually became part of your voice, and I totally understood everything that you said. But it's funny that you mentioned that, and Tim too. But one guy left a comment who was like, took me fucking forever to find your name because it's not Surf Durf. And it made me laugh so hard because I just imagine one guy being like, Surf Durf, surf that, like trying each and everything. The thing that bothers me about the YouTube algorithm is you can write surf entertainment, you can write surf videos, you can write surf dub even, and my shit still doesn't come out.
There's no
Unless you
wild card.
literally type out Surf Dub Entertainment, nothing comes up. It's the fucking most bizarre thing. So it makes me wonder, like, I wonder how many people might have caught the video and maybe checked out shit if they had seen it. But again, the reason I haven't fretted over it is simply because, like, to begin with, I felt really shy making that video for two reasons. The big one was that I didn't want to earn that reputation in the community of the guy who's just trying to ride someone else's coattails. You know, oh shit, Jim dropped. Maybe he'll come back. I think
Well,
that
he
he
can
will.
come back. We got the thing there, so it's easy to come back these days.
Right, that's true. Very true. But I was very concerned about public image, which is totally shallow, but I didn't want to be known as like an asshole who's trying to ride someone else's coattails. The second thing was that, like, anytime I put out advice, it's like, hey, man, you didn't fucking ask for it. Like, I hate it when people try to give me advice when I didn't fucking ask for it, you know, unless it's a close friend or family member that I respect and trust. If it's some rando, I'm like, hey, I didn't fucking, you know what I mean? So I was really shy to put it out. But I'm glad, like, I genuinely feel sort of like how Tim just put it. Like, for years, people have tried to give advice to Wings, and he shot it down because of where he is, just, you know, his mentality. And I specifically, when I made that video, tried to make my particular brand of advice different from what everyone else gave, which was just suggestions about what he should do next. Instead of just telling him, hey, this is physically what you should do next in terms of, like, your channel or whatever, I wanted to tell him emotionally, this is what needs to happen in order for you to feel good overall, regardless if YouTube's in the picture or not. And
But you know, that's what was so good about it, Surf, is that, I mean, I know you and I've known you for a couple of years. I know you weren't doing it to gain viewers. You were doing it to kind of guide someone that has struggled for years in the right direction. And I mean, that was the thing. You know, and the nice part is you didn't get the negative feedback that I think you thought you were going to get. You got a lot of positive feedback for the thing.
Yeah.
It really hit close to home for him, and it kind of sparked you know, put a fire back in him. I mean, from what I've seen in a couple of his videos since then.
Well, and that's the other thing too that I wanted to make clear. And, like, I've contemplated talking about this at a separate time in, like, another commentary or something. But, like, one of the problems with social programming that we experience, aside from the generic things like, oh, if a woman's not hot, you shouldn't talk to her. One of the other social programmings that we have is that if someone is fat, they're stupid, and that's not the case. Like, people automatically believe that if you have a weight control issue, that you're a stupid person, and that's absolutely not true whatsoever.
Well,
we're
just
doing
to kind
another
of expand on
Hank.
that,
He's gone again.
just to expand on that, I mean, I've never judged anyone when they, you know, especially in the gaming industry. I mean, who cares? Like, so what if you're fat, skinny, gay, lesbian? You know, it doesn't matter when it comes to gaming, and it should never matter.
Actually, I should mention, like, even your personality. You know, you might be overweight. Like, I'm a fat ass, man. I've been trying to work out. I have been working out, and I've lost a lot of weight, and I keep trying to work out more. But I mean, it's all about what you want to do, but you shouldn't base someone off what they look like.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You can find real cool, real cool people.
Go ahead, Tim.
I watch. Even though I'm not very good at StarCraft anymore, I used to be the bomb, Brood War, and stuff like that. But you know, I watch StarCraft too. I watch people do their streams, and you know, I don't know if you guys really know much about the StarCraft community, but when you're not watching the Koreans, who are obviously the top of the top, you're watching guys like you know, I regularly follow Desro. He's a Canadian. He's overweight. He's been battling with it. People gave him shit for it. He's the same thing like Wings of Redemption, but he's a StarCraft 2 up and coming professional.
Welcome back, Jim.
You know, there's a guy that
Brought me back. Okay.
there's a guy that in the industry was a professional StarCraft 2 player, and he had a sex change, and people gave him a lot of flack for that, and he actually changed his gamer tag due to it. But it's like, who gives a fuck if he's a guy, girl, fat, skinny, annoying, like to sodomize 16-year-old girls? Who cares? Like, it's just who he is. Like, come on. Well, maybe the sodomizing isn't very cool, but you know, it's just a thing of, you know, who cares if Wings is big small, left, right.
Dude, and that's my
Right,
biggest
right.
That's my biggest problem with like the YouTube community towards
He
Call of
made it,
Duty in
dude.
general, or
He's
like the
huge.
gaming community in general. Is like, here's the thing: the majority of the market share for gaming is adults who have jobs that buy games. Okay, those are the majority of people who purchase games. The majority of the people who are online, however, are fucking 9 to like 13. Okay, the problem with that, and if you are 9 to 13 watching my show right now, get one thing through your head: you don't know shit.
Go to bed.
You don't know shit until you get out into the real world and actually fucking live. You know what it's like to be judged? It sucks. You know what it's like to be fucking put down? It sucks. When you get to be an adult, like in the workforce, who the fuck cares if you're fat, gay, lesbian? I mean, it doesn't matter. It holds no bearing whatsoever in the regular social world, at least for reasonable people, right? So
Absolutely, no, it doesn't.
when I see people like on Wings does like these sit-up videos every once in a while, and when I see someone post like, "You fat piece of shit, how the fuck do you let yourself get like that?" I never respond to drama like that, but I'll respond like, "Dude, no worse than how far you've let your mind get out of shape. Like, how can you treat people like that? Like, just because someone's overweight doesn't mean that they're stupid. Why do people make that
Here's the
equation?
thing, at least they're fucking doing something, bro. Okay?
Right.
It's like I
Right.
saw a thing before, but it's like, you know what, man? You can judge all you want, but it's like that guy who's going and struggling just to fucking get up and walk a lap around a track with these 500 pounds. He's still fucking taking laps around your couch, dude. Okay.
Right, it's like,
You know what I mean? He's still taking laps around your computer chair that you're sitting in, judging other people.
Judging someone
So-
else. Yeah.
I've
fuck
read like Reddit posts where people are like, yeah, I'm a fat guy and I've been out running, and people like out of their cars like give me shit, and they're like, and other people are like supporting him, like, yeah, dude, that's fucking awesome that you're running, because we know you're fucking trying to get in shape, and you're like, not me personally, I'm just saying I've read these, like, some fat guy. No,
I swear it wasn't me, man.
that. It wasn't me, bro.
Fucking LA.
like I've read posts about that, like, people will support them on Reddit, like, you're fucking trying to get in shape and you're working out and people are yelling at you, just ignore them. Like, who fuck cares? Give them a thumbs up or flick them off, whatever the fuck you want to do. But
And
that's what you gotta
don't
do.
even flick them off and give them the fucking satisfaction.
Don't even respond. You know, because ultimately, and I'll tell you, I wasn't even. I don't think I was in terrible shape because I mean I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, but I was, you know, certainly not in great shape with things as far as just flexibility and even just stamina for some of the cardio stuff and everything. And there's still some times that after 20, 30 minutes in, I'm really fucking, you know, really dying, you know, huffing and puffing.
Yell victory.
But we've been working out for, you know, for a few months now, both my wife and I. And actually, you can make fun of me all you want, but we started this week, and I started doing it with my wife, the Brazilian butt lift workout or whatever.
I've heard that's the shit, by the way.
Dude, it's fucking intense, bro. I did one this today for like the stomach or whatever, and I mean it was I compare it to the P90X ab ripper. Like it's fucking hardcore. You know what I mean? Like
That's
5
actually
minutes
really
in,
hard.
yeah, like
Really
5
hard.
minutes in, I mean I was just like yelling and, you know, just like cursing at the guy on the because he's like, oh, don't want to just tighten your abs. It's so easy. No, it's not
It's so
fucking easy,
easy.
bro. You know what I mean? It's like
It's a fucking,
seriously.
that's me, I'm Mario.
Anyway, but I don't know what the hell happened. Google Plus just fucking dropped me for whatever reason or other. My internet connection seemed fine.
It made you miss a
everything
Roboto for a while.
Seemed okay. So I didn't even know until you guys mentioned that was happening. So what did I miss? We were in the midst of talking about what I had said about the Wings response and everything, and I know
We were just
just
elaborating on
We
that.
just kept rolling with it.
We were
Actually,
elaborating
I
on
was
the I'm sorry, go ahead, Gilman.
Well, speaking of that, I was going to tell a story about not the same situation, but so I spent a month out here before moving out here just to get the feel of the area. And when I came out here for that month, like me and my girlfriend broke up and I was really down. I spent probably a good month just drinking every night and, you know, going through tough shit. And then, like, to get me out of it, I ended up going out one night. I was drinking with my cousin out here. And I'm meeting a girl. And, like, I went home with her and just, like, it's like, wow, it just made me feel like there's other people out there, you know? You're going to find someone. Who cares, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
It was a crazy change, though. Like, it was a complete, like, it made me from going depressed to being, like, just, like, hopeful and, like, there's someone's out there for me. I'll find someone better, you know?
And that's exactly what bothers me about consciousness and context, because like you were saying with the running thing, it's all about, like, if you're in the mindset at that time of being helpful or inspiring, you leave a nice comment. All of us in this room, or in separate rooms, we're on the internet, have been in the position too where we've made fun of someone for something that is probably a noble thing. You know, the thing is about getting older is maturing that so that you can be uplifting to other people. And you know, the whole thing you were mentioning, God damn it, I fucking forgot.
Bitches.
Bitches gotta know.
There's a lot of women in this world, and they all want to get fucked. I think that's
that's what it was. It's going around on Facebook. Is this little it's not fat bitches. I don't know what Tim's talking about, but
I said fuck. I didn't say fat bitches.
It was on. Oh, okay. I just assumed that you said that. It was on Facebook about Dustin Hoffman doing this movie that he did. I forget what it was called, but he breaks down crying in the interview because in the movie it was meant to be a comedy, and he was slated to be this guy who does like a sex change, right? So when he pitched it to the Hollywood guys, he said, if you can make me look like a woman, we'll do this movie. I think it was called Tootsie or something.
Tootsie, yeah. That was...
And he said after they did the makeup and he looked like a woman on film, he came to the producers and said, okay, now make me look beautiful. I think I should look like a beautiful woman because I'm a pretty interesting guy. And the producers said, this is the best we can do. And he said he went home to his wife and he cried like a baby. And he said the reason he did it is because he had this epiphany that how many women in his life did he overlook because they didn't meet a certain specific physical criteria. And he goes, I realized I was brainwashed into not talking to a lot of women who were otherwise very interesting people. That's what bothers me about social conditioning. The idea that you go to college, you get a job, you marry a person, like whatever. You know, all the shit that everyone grows up with that tells you this is right or wrong. I've mentioned on my channel many times, purely subjective, right? And so when you see someone fat who's struggling, like Wings of Redemption, for me, I feel so compelled to reach out to that person because no one else in his life is telling him that, dude, you're not stupid, you're not worthless, you're not whatever. You're just in a place in your life where things need to change, and you got to be the guy who does that. You know, if no one else is telling you that, if everyone else just fucking endlessly piling on suggestions about how you should run your channel, how you should run your life, it's meaningless. But if someone comes to you and says, listen, the power is within you, and not to sound cheesy, but that's the fucking truth, then maybe you have a chance at getting through to someone. And it really honored and touched me that out of all the people throughout all the years that have tried to get to Wings, I'm the one dude who put out a video that he happened to respond to in a really positive way. That video, he was so energetic. The video after, he was so energetic. I watched him on PKA. It feels like he's taken that first fucking step. He's putting up videos about like advice about trucks and stuff. And just like I said to him, it might be a little awkward at first. It's a 20-minute video that's, you know, I'm not going to say it's incoherent, but it's not as organized as he's going to be 10 episodes from now if he continues to do what he likes. You know,
that's why I thought it was worth mentioning last week, and that's why, you know, and I stand by my comment last week, man. That was it was a really good thing that was done just out of just being a decent human being, man. You know, just to another person, because and I, especially with a guy like Wings, I didn't know a lot about him other than seeing him on PKA and kind of thinking that he was the guy that was bringing the show down because of the negativity and just sort of that southern, you know, fucking, I don't know, man. I didn't really like the guy, period.
His energy's bad when you don't know him. His energy is very bad.
Well, but like I mentioned last week, I started watching the guy recently, last few weeks, because he started doing a Let's Play for the game The Last of Us, which I really enjoyed. And I really enjoyed his playthrough of it. And just, you know, he didn't talk too much, but when he did talk, it was usually something that was interesting or comical. And I kind of started picking up on his vibe, and I started watching some of his videos and everything. And then I thought about it, and I had been a guy who'd been, you know, kind of negative on the guy. I'd even commented on a PKA or two, you know, when he was real negative, you know, saying, hey, man, you got to let this guy go because he's bringing the show down. And then I thought about it from the perspective and from the side, you know, the other side of the fence, and like what you were saying. And listen, man, everybody, you know, hits a low point or rock bottom or whatever the case was. And I mean, you know, basically, I'm sure, you know, he is a pretty good guy. He seems like it. He's just hitting a low point in his life for, you know, for many different reasons, you know, that are out of my control, your control, anybody's control. But the point that I was trying to get to with this is that, truly proud to just know you and obviously be related to you and everything else, because that was a really good thing that you did for me. And you didn't do it for subs. You didn't do it for, to get, because otherwise you would have put it as a video response and you would have asked for credit from and everything else. And you didn't do any of that, man. You just did it out of the kindness of your heart for a guy who was low. And who's been very, very high before, making the YouTube money and everything else. And it was a good thing to do. And it seemed like it was something, like you said, that got through to the guy, that really kind of gave him that oh shit moment. You know what I mean? And he talked about it extensively, about how, happiness is not, it's a choice, it's a way of being, it's not, a feeling, it's more of a state of mind and a choice of how you want to be. And, so I thought that was really cool, man, and
thank
just,
you, dude.
And just really wish the guy had, had taken the extra 2 seconds. And like I said, coming from a guy who's legally blind, visually impaired, if I were to talk about somebody, no matter how big or popular or whatever I was, I personally would try to get their name correct. And Surf Durf and Surf Dub are 2 entirely different
it's
things.
So funny. It makes me laugh
even
so
with
hard.
my visual impairment, do not, because I wrote both of them down, and then I looked at them from like 2 feet away, and I was like, you know what? I was like, one does not look like the other in any sense of the word, and this is from a guy who cannot drive a motor vehicle legally, But hey, whatever. I mean, I guess it was the sentiment that counts, and like I said, it was something that you did. But I know that things certainly would have been a lot more positive. Just as far as you seeing some more, subscribers and just people in general looking at the video and getting some positive things from it, had he, properly said your name.
Dude,
but
it
is what it is.
That was the most surprising thing, was how many people commented like, dude, this really helped me out, this inspired me, this motivated me. And like what touched me about that was that I've had people throughout my life, and mostly our sister, Jim, Jen has mentioned many times, like, have you ever thought about being like a motivational speaker, a public speaker? And I had always steered away from it. One, because it's very hard to break into. Number 2 is like, it's usually the same shit over and over again. And it's the same like criteria for success. And I never thought if my offbeat sort of sense of humor or anything would vibe with other people. And what I like about YouTube is it doesn't matter if you like it or not. Like, you're not paying money to come to a seminar. It's a free video. Yeah. If you don't like it, you click away. You don't fucking watch it. It's just that simple. So for me, like, I feel like I'm at this pivotal point with my channel now where I have these desires from day one to talk about positivity and compassion and unity and the things that I center on in my own personal life. The reason I haven't is I don't want to be that guy who's pushing beliefs on other people. I think that if I can continue to manage to just do things in a way that is, not forceful, but just sort of me doing my thing, people might pick up on that. And that's why I took a risk today with the Dear Young Surf video. Like, I felt sort of awkward putting it out there. I changed the music on it like 3 different times because I wasn't happy with the music selection. That was actually surprisingly hard to find good music for that commentary.
I thought it was appropriate,
I wanted something like lively and uplifting, because before that I had like this really slow piano sonata, and before that I had a Dave Matthews instrumental, and I was like, all this is just like, I don't want it to be too heavy. But that's the whole thing. Is I want Surfed Up Entertainment to be like, hey, you're going to see Brian Boitano fucking drum covers that are really energetic and fun, and you're also going to see commentaries about like life and nature and existence itself that aren't like too earthy, but also aren't too like, hey, you need to believe what I believe, because that's just not how I'm wired, So
I have a question, kind of shifting things. I know we're talking. Well, no, he just clicked away. Gilman just clicked away. I was going to ask him a quick question, but.
No, I'm still here. I was just about to go to the bathroom.
I was going to ask you a question. I mean, you said you lost a bunch of weight recently. What did you do? I mean, Surf talked about what he went on a few months ago with Surf Wife. I was just going to ask you what you did.
Yeah, it was about. It's probably in the last 2 years I've lost 40 pounds. I did it's called ketosis. It's a high-fat, low-carb diet.
Yep.
Basically, you start eating lots of fat and no carbs, and you convert your body to use energy from the fat instead of the carbs. Is the gist of it. I mean, of course, there's more scientific shit in it, but so basically, I mean, one of the best foods you can eat is McDonald's with no bun. So you get like a Big Mac with no bun. It's one of the best foods you can get for ketosis. And basically, yeah, you just use the fat your body produces as energy instead of carbs.
It's actually an interesting
love it.
fact too about weight loss and everything too, because prior to my wife and I starting to work out, I didn't want to just do the normal thing where I joined a gym and I went and I just worked out, did some sets of shit, and been like, yeah, man, I feel pumped, I wanted to actually lose some weight, and I read a lot of different things about that, and a lot of people don't realize that, like, running on the treadmill, over and over again is one of the worst things you can do, because your body will just your body will adapt, but your body is first going to take the highest source of protein and nutrition that it can to burn, which is your muscle. So if you're not doing things to replace that muscle and replenish that muscle with the proteins and the other end of it, you're going to wind up really just screwing yourself in the long run by doing the same thing over and over again, thinking I'm burning fat, but really, and realistically, you're burning the muscle that you do have.
It's called. Well, you're building cardio. That's the thing.
And like one of the best things to eat on keto is bacon. You eat bacon all the time.
I fucking love that.
No, just regular bacon. You want it high fat, low carb.
Oh, I'm gonna get on that tomorrow.
The only problem with that diet, not to say that I'm like an expert, but I didn't major in it, is you can't do it for a long period of time, because putting your body in ketosis does lower brain function. So unless
I think it's like anything though, Tim. I mean, any type of diet is really just, as far as I'm concerned, it's really just the start of kind of changing your habits and your way of thinking with things. You know what I mean? Any type of diet that my wife and I have ever done, it's usually for that short period of time, a week, couple weeks, maybe a month, and then after that, it's really just kind of trying to meter and monitor the things that you are putting in your body. You know
what if you're legally brain dead?
Here,
like myself.
Well, then it would have mattered.
That'd be good. I mean, Jim, it doesn't really matter.
Well,
Jim, check out the I posted a chat for Reddit for their ketosis. They have a subreddit for it. They have a bunch of facts about it. I mean, basically,
I'm gonna look at it.
One thing that works for me. It's one thing that's worked for me. Like, I tried to do don't eat a lot, but I just maintained a steady weight when I did that. When I went on keto again, So last year I did probably about half a year on keto. I lost about, 25, 30 pounds. And then I stopped doing it, and I just started to do lower calorie intake. And I just stayed even. And then I went back on keto again. I lost another 15 to 20 pounds doing that. So
that's incredible.
It works for me. It works for me. I love it. I mean, basically, if you go to a restaurant, you can still get like a burger. You just get no bun, and you get vegetables. And hold on, oh god damn it! So basically, you get vegetables instead of fries, and it's great. You still get to get that delicious burger.
Dude, we're doing another shot.
Yeah, but you know what? I got to give credit to you, Surf. What you showed me a few weeks ago with wrapping it instead of with the bread, using the lettuce, the romaine lettuce.
Oh yeah, instead of bread, yeah.
That's bread.
You mean at what the fuck is that restaurant? Fast.
PF Chang's?
Jimmy John's.
Oh, they do the unwich.
Unwich.
Yeah. The problem I have with the unwich is that I don't feel like I'm getting bang for my buck. But if you make it at home, exactly.
You really aren't.
So for our viewers who don't know, like, the diet that Gillmann outlined is similar to like what my wife and I did with HCG. You basically cut out carbs and you do like a high-fat, high-protein sort of diet. The idea is to avoid carbs. One of the things we had to do, because I'm such a sandwich guy, was replace bread with what we did was with lettuce. Everyone taking a shot? I'm kind of I think I'm out of whiskey.
I'm good. Yeah, whenever.
All right, hold on. Let me pour one more. Right. Jesus Christ, I'm going to be so drunk. Okay.
Well, call me Bad Influence Gillmann.
No, this is good, man. This is like my birthday celebration that I never had.
I should come to all your birthdays, man.
Fucking hey, dude, I'm coming out to you.
That's fine by me, man.
That's the last of my maker's mark, bro.
We just have another Joe Latusic.
That isn't the bottle that I got you, is it?
We just have another bachelor party. We're gonna have like a pseudo bachelor party.
To make up for you drunk arguing on my actual bachelor party. Just kidding.
I didn't argue. There was verbal resistance against me, and I had to take action.
Did everyone take their shots already?
Yes.
Yeah.
God damn it! I don't want to take this now. All right, to you, Gil.
You want me to do another one? I'll do another one with you.
All right, let's do it.
Drunk.
Yeah, I got more.
All right.
I just gotta be up at 6
You guys make me
tomorrow,
feel bad
whatever.
because I already
No big
finished my
deal.
bottle of champagne. So I feel like I should grab one beer. Should I go get it while you do it?
All right.
Seriously, I can't hold my fucking arm up any longer.
Hey, shut up with your fake shot over there.
Yeah, shut up with your 64 water you got there.
Wait. Oh, that's not the one I
That
wanted.
sounds profound, though.
It's alright,
I'm
I got
wanted.
Maker's Mark too.
Okay. All right. To Gillman, because I love you.
And we're at 9 p.m. too. Perfect timing.
Boop.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, 11 p.m. for
Is it
you
you?
Central folk.
Central Folk.
What was that video? What was that video where the nature walk? That's a beaut.
Say, what about a hug?
Remember the nature walk? Oh, that's a beaut.
Shit, I'm
Dude,
out of
nature
I gotta
is
piss.
one of the best videos ever.
BRB.
Yeah, Gilman's had to pee for like 15 minutes. We gotta let him-
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
I felt bad. I wanted to hear about what he lost
Yeah.
weight because
Yeah,
I can shed a few pounds.
Eating
But I
bacon is a great way to lose weight.
I like to eat.
I love bacon.
Hey, can
Go on.
I? But see, then I wouldn't be able to enjoy my skillets, man. There has to be a lot of carbs in skillets, right?
No, here's the thing. Like, the majority of the
damn it.
carbs to eliminate, because there's carbs in a lot of things, fruits, vegetables, whatever. But,
No, hold on. Sorry, I have to interject. So potatoes are bad. Yeah, skillet. Get an omelet instead with the same fucking ingredients. Get rid of potatoes. Vegetable carbs are good because there's fiber.
right,
And
right.
so net carbs is fiber or carbs minus fiber. So it's like vegetables are still good carbs for you.
Same with fruits, too. No, but what I was going to suggest is, like, when you get a skillet, just get it with all the potatoes. That's what
Or
I
that-
do.
Yeah.
That works too.
Yeah,
And I'm
I'm
definitely
gonna
going
pee while
pee
you
now
talk.
because holy fuck, I need to pee.
Dude, okay, I'm going to
That
be
chick's
honest with you
kinda
guys.
cute, man. That's,
While Gilman was explaining his weight loss thing and I was looking down, I tried to pee in a beer bottle and I filled 2, and then I ran out of beer bottles, so
Did you
I
cut
had to
off?
get up and finish
That's
peeing.
awesome. That's really good.
That's what happened during the show. That actually
It's
just
like I
happened.
filled a
I'm
bottle
telling you,
before, but then I get lazy and I'm like, fuck, I'm not gonna look for a second bottle. I'm just gonna get up and go pee.
I had like 3 next to me, but I was like, I'm not going to go for the third because I just I couldn't see what was happening. I didn't want to piss all over myself.
Yeah, that's the worst is when you
I
get some
just-
drippage or some leaking.
I just pissed on myself. It didn't even matter. I don't care. I couldn't smell any worse than I already do. So
This is very true. But anyways, that's what I'm saying. I've said it many times. Mark my words, fans. I'm gonna trademark the Overdose bedpan.
that would be pretty cool.
We're all gonna pee in it during the show, and no one will ever have to get up again.
So is
the shows will
so,
extend to 3 hours.
so because I missed a little bit when we were talking about it because I left it earlier to go grab more alcohol. But is Keemstar a definite for next week, or is it tentative? He said he's good for next week, or
from all reasonable accounts, he should be good to go.
he's on. Okay, good. Man, I'm happy about that. And the only reason I was mentioning that is because I've been trying to line up some things too, and a couple of things that I've noticed that people that are in that like 10, 20, 30,000 sub range have been a lot more responsive to me, so I've been searching out those people, and I had mentioned to you earlier in a comment too, I got this guy that wants to be on within the next few weeks, DJ Hess, and he's actually cool. He's actually an actual DJ, and does videos and everything like that. And he's got about 46,000 subs or whatever. But that's just like I said. It's good exposure for us. And I don't care how I'm one of those people that firmly believe that regardless of how big or small the show is, I'm not one of those people that would ever feel like I can't deal with that person because they don't have the same amount of notoriety or subs that I do. I think that's bullshit, and I just really don't like that way of thinking. But I know
agree.
that there's many people out there that are like that,
They automatically assume you're not in the same league because you don't have the sub count.
Yeah, it pisses me off. Even you guys enjoy like PKA, and I like watching a lot of it too. But a few weeks ago, a guy, Rock On 1M1, advertised on PKA, did the whole show advertisement, and he went from like 1,000 to like 5,000 subs, right? And the guy's really entertaining. If anybody ever gets a chance, check him out. Really cool guy. He's like from the UK or whatever, but does really funny videos, really good stuff. Anyway, he wound up the last PKA that was on last week or whatever over the weekend with Mirka Durka, where he was all drunk and shit. I guess when Woody put it up, he was lazy and he didn't bother to sync the audio to it, and it was all fucked up because of his internet connection or whatever. So anyway, this guy Rock on 1M1 is just a fan of him, right? And when he took like a dozen of his own hours to go and resync the audio for it, and then went and gave it to them and re-uploaded it for them so they could put it on Wings' channel and everything else. And they gave him a mention for it and everything else. He probably got some more subs from it. But I was watching all these comments, and people were like, you should be a guest on PK. And he's like, oh, no, I'm just a fan. I'm humble, this and that. And I was thinking in my mind, fuck that, you know? The show that those guys do and the money they make and everything else, they should have went and synced their own bullshit. If they didn't do it properly and you went and did it for them as a fan, and the guy's funny and entertaining, I mean, regardless of whether you have 5,000 subs or 500,000 subs, you're just a fun guy. They should bring you on the show. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people were suggesting, hey, you should be on PK, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, no, I don't know if that's my place, and I would never ask and everything else. I'm, you know, the kind of like I'm too humble sort of thing. And it's good to be humble, but at the same time, the guy's fun and he's entertaining. That's what it should be about. I mean, people that click on videos to watch it because they want to be entertained or informed about something. You know what I mean? I don't care if you got 500 subs or 5 million subs. If you're funny or you're entertaining or you're something that is going to draw my attention for that 5 minutes or whatever, I don't give a fuck how many people follow you, watch you. You know what I mean?
That's one of the things that bothers me about, like, once money got involved in the YouTube community, a couple of things changed, and like money is good because it does make better productions, I believe. But at the same time, it's no guarantee either. Because over the last year, I've stopped watching White Boy 7th Street because the production. I'm sorry, I love you, White Boy. I've watched you for a lot of years, but the reason it's fallen off for me is I'm just not interested anymore. It's the camera work is so poor. The commentaries are often lackluster.
Yeah, I mean, his voice is whiny and annoying to begin with, and it just
I don't
seems
care
like
about
he's
that.
really...
I've grown to like...
But I'm just saying, though, on
like
top of that, it seems like he's forcing it. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
the thing. It's like, for me now, is it doesn't feel like, okay, there's a video I watched today called, like, Rage Quit. It just feels so manufactured. It doesn't feel real anymore. And that's what bothers me is, like, you know, I mean, people can speculate all day about what people do for money or whatnot, or whatever the case is, whether it's PK or Bad Kid or any of the Big Ten. You know, I'm going to call them the Big Ten. I'm sure there's probably 20 or 30 that are like the big Call of Duty commentators. But, like, it's just not how it used to be. And, like, I don't ever want to forget where I came from sort of thing. You know, like, I don't know. Like, I just don't want that to happen. So, for me, I'm going to always try and make an effort to help out other guys, especially, too, because, like I said, like, I feel like I've come into the YouTube game late, at least in the commentary sect of YouTube, and nobody, I shouldn't say nobody, but very few people want to acknowledge me or give me any kind of props. And it sucks because I feel like I'm of the same caliber, if not more so, than some guys out there. And I hesitate to say that always because any smaller commentator feels that way. You know, they all say, oh, I'm better than these other guys. But they're not, you know, and, like, they're just looking for reasons to complain because their channel isn't growing. Yeah. Like, I shouldn't be complaining because I've only been doing this for 4 or 5 months and I've already got, 500 subs or whatever. And for me, it's not just about the sub count. It's about that people are genuinely getting something from it. But outside of that, like, I just feel like the community in general, it takes a long time to earn that respect, whereas it shouldn't. And I think the reason that's happening is it goes back to, like, the earlier conversation. So much of the Call of Duty commentating community is dictated by 13-year-olds that have no life experience and make hip-shot remarks and comments, and they're pushing the content, and it bothers me because it shouldn't be pushed by the 13-year-olds. No offense, guys. Some of you are cool, some of you are mature, some of you are whatever, but a lot of you are fucking idiots and douchebags and morons. And 13. I was like that at 13.
Yeah, no, it's the truth. I have a son who's going to be 13 in a few months, you know. So,
and you know what? Online,
he probably watches those type of videos, and he probably makes those type of comments, man.
Right, because that's where he's at, and so the content to me should not be dictated by those people, you know. But it is. And because of that, I feel like there is this chip on the shoulder towards a lot of guys. Because you know what? A lot of the Call of Duty commentators, too, don't mention other guys, don't give shout-outs, don't check out smaller channels. Because a common thing in the Call of Duty community is drama. And that's why Keemstar thrives, too, with Drama Alert, because there's such an abundance of it. You know, people will get a shout-out from, you know, let's say Wings or whoever. And then a week later, we'll do an exposed video. This is really how Wings is, or whatever, and it's like, it's totally obnoxious bullshit. But it makes the big YouTubers hesitant towards guys like me who are straight legit, just for the fact that they got a CYA. You know, if you're not covering your ass, all it takes is a couple of bad publicity moves, and you're fucked. Yeah. You know. So, anyways,
And I understand them to some degree, but don't sell yourself short either on things too. You know, as far as quality goes, because of obviously your foray into YouTube and seeing how you've grown and how hard you've worked to grow and everything else. Whenever I see a comment on any video that I'm watching, please check out my channel, blah blah blah. 9 out of 10 times I click on it, I take a look at it, and I'm going to be honest with you, 9 out of 10 times it's dog shit. It really is. It's a person who's either not putting a lot into it, or they just don't have a really good voice for it. They're not very entertaining, or they're throwing up the same shit that you've seen 1,000 times. And so I understand some people's mentality of, oh, I get inboxed all the time, I get spammed all the time, this and that about things. But you know what? Unfortunately, you still have to be able to sift through the shit to be able to find the diamond in the rough. You know?
That's what I was just going to say. I hate to say this, but I feel like the diamond in the rough. I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I feel like my
and you
content
absolutely
is
are. That's
genuinely
where the
better
comment was
than a
going.
lot of fucking dog shit commentators out there.
Yeah, no, and that's what I was saying is that, you know what I mean? It is. It's the diamond in the rough. It's the one that you should fucking click on, or that if you click on, you know, like I said, maybe I'm, you know, the minority as far as, you know, looking at something and saying, yeah, you know, I feel for that person. I'm going to click on it and see what they got. But it's like, listen, if you can't, you know, dictate and speak the English language very well, or your microphone sounds like it's in your ass when you're talking, or there's, you know what I mean? There's just a lot of different things that I've seen.
That's where mine is right now.
See, that still sounds smooth and cool and dare I say sexy, but you know,
yeah, baby, what you know about that?
I'm doing on.
But it really does, you know, and it's
maybe we should do a whole episode like this.
I'm slightly turned on by
that. That sounds like Snuffleupagus.
To me. It does kind of sound like Snuffleupagus, but still, Snuffy was cool, man, you know, for his
No,
time.
but I appreciate what you're
sexy.
saying. I mean, and I've worked, I shouldn't say I've worked hard, but I've intentionally avoided mentioning this sort of stuff in commentaries. I don't want to be known as a complainant-tator, number one, but number two, like, I'll learn it, I'll do it, like, I'll fight against the fucking current, despite the fact that, like, there's a lot of shit being thrown at me. Like, I'm totally game for the fact that I don't want to ride the coattails of someone else. You know, I want Surfed Up Entertainment to be a place where people come to because they dig the message and where shit's going, and like, hey man, I don't bat 1,000. You know what I mean? I'm just a normal dude, but I have a passion for this. Like, I truly, every time I shoot a video, edit a video, like the whole process, I get lost in. You know, in fact, sometimes like I judge myself because I'm like for instance, last night, like I haven't spent a lot of time with my son lately because my wife's been home and it's been sort of like free reign for me able to come home and work at whatever time I want to work for YouTube. Usually it's like whenever my son goes to sleep, that's when I get to do shit, so it's late at night. And so lately I've been taking advantage of some of the daytime stuff, but I felt like a shitty dad because I love to hang out with my son and I haven't seen him a lot. And I know for me that this is a passionate activity because like I'll be spending time with my son and then I'll go to do like a quick edit on a video and it'll be like an hour and a half and he's still sitting in his high chair and I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like I lose track of time doing this. Like, so for me, that's a measure of how much I love doing this. You know, like every time I fucking do something, doesn't even matter. Even like a video today, like I wasn't so sure about. I wasn't totally 100% about putting this video out today. Like I still spent a lot of time on that video. If a lot of people knew that 8 hours goes into a video, maybe they'd watch it more, you know. But I used to get really disappointed by when you put like a video out like today and it gets no love, it gets like 20 views, you know, and you've got 500 subscribers. But that's okay. Like I'm okay with that process. Like in the end, the people who need it, it'll get to, and I can sleep at night with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I agree 100%. And you know, and like I said, you know, definitely enjoy a lot of the stuff that you're putting out there. You know, I mean, and it's like anything. You're not always going to bat 1,000. You're going to have some hits and some misses and things like that. And but ultimately, it seems like in this community, it certainly doesn't hurt to be able to get a recommendation, you know, from somebody who's a little bit bigger, who can give you a little bit more exposure. Because ultimately, if 200 people see something, that's great. But if it's a good message and 200,000 people would benefit from seeing it, you know, sometimes you just need to be able to have the right avenue or platform for it to be seen by them and for it to be seen. You know, so that's my feeling on it.
Totally.
And another thing too is, I mean, you make a video and the next day it's 20 views. Oh, you know, that sucks, right? But if you think about it in a business standpoint, I mean, when it comes to a company and how they collect money, it takes 9 to 12 months for them to collect that entirety, so that you can't just view after a month. So in relevance to you, after a day it's 20 views. You know, we only have, let's say we have like 10 people that view this live. Who cares when like 80 people actually view this in its entirety after, like, let's say 4 months down the road, and you know that one video has, you know, 300 views, you know, 6 months down the road. It doesn't matter.
It's true. And it's funny that you mentioned that because 10 people are actually watching us right now. I think that's funny.
Well, I'm just saying right now is the thing is okay, let's say someone subscribes 3 months from now, but you know how YouTube works. You start to chain watch a bunch of their shit. You like, someone comes on like 5 months down the road, you know, let's say you get like 4 big names and you jet up to 1,000 subscribers in the next 3 months. Those 1,000 subscribers, those new 500 are gonna go back to your old videos and watch them, and you're gonna go back and be like, okay, well that 20 views, you know, week has passed. I've only had 30 views. You know, 4 months down the road, then all of a sudden.
Yeah. No, I get where you're going, man. I mean, it you know, it's going to compile and compound over time. You know, absolutely, especially as you get bigger and bigger, and you know, you become more well known, and people share or like this type of video or whatever the case may be. You know, so I definitely agree with what you're saying there, Tim.
I just wanted to share another comment from Entertain Me TV. This is a guy who's been following me from the beginning. He said, "Surf, you will blow up. Just give it time. You got it all going for you. I've said it before," and he has said that before. He also says, "I follow Surf because when he's huge, I can say I was one of the first fans." LOL. And like,
nice.
I think one of the things
is cool, man. I like that guy too. I hope it's a guy. But regardless, I mean, I like you,
guy.
whether
We learned that
a
a couple
donkey,
episodes
whatever,
ago.
brother. You know, it doesn't matter to me. So
his name is David, from what I understand. He used to be called the Echo Gaming PC, and he follows me on Twitter. I follow him. He's a cool dude, and you know, that's a thing that I guess sometimes I feel ashamed about, is the fact that like, I am the type of person where, and I think it's because of a time constraint thing, I don't have a lot of time to watch YouTube videos. And especially now that I make YouTube videos, I find that I almost never watch YouTube videos anymore. And it makes me really sad because I feel disconnected in that way. So in some sense, I can't wait for the opportunity, if it ever presents itself, that I could do this full time. Because if this was my job, I could be totally connected with the community. But I feel bad because there's guys like Entertain Me TV that have been around since the get-go, and other ones, Gaming Phenomenon, I think Mr. J Big Blunt or something is another
Mr.
one.
Big Blunts is on
Mr.
there. NWO, I think,
NWO.
guy
And
that's been
NWO,
around,
I thought was going to be a hater at first, because NWO posted a comment on "Is the world getting better or worse?" citing all of the crazy shit that's going on in the world. And I thought like he was going to be a hater, but he apparently likes my content. I'm assuming it's a he. And so anyways, for all you long-term subs, not only, hey, thank you, and I love you guys, but it's the fact that, like, the reason I feel ashamed is because you do something that I myself don't do. And I think, like I said, I think it's because I don't have a lot of time. I don't take a lot of risks or gambles outside of the 10 or 15 subscriptions I have. Just because, like, even out of the 10 or 15 subscriptions I have, I only manage to get around to 1 to 3 of those guys a week, if that. I mean, you know, longtime subs know Woody is one of my favorite guys, but I hadn't seen one of his videos in probably 3 weeks. You know, today for the first time in probably 6 months, I looked at White Boy 7 Street's channel, and he was one of the first guys got me into YouTube. So I feel a little bit ashamed sometimes that people are checking me out when I would never give a guy like me a chance. You know, like that. I know that's shitty, but that's just sort of how I'm wired. If unless they're established, I won't check them out, and it's such bullshit because I know firsthand that you can have good content and not be a big name, you know. So I just feel bad about that.
Yeah, see, I've been trying, and mainly because of the fact that I've been trying to scout to find people, you know, certainly guests for the show and channels to do different types of things with, you know, so I've been looking at a lot of different recommended for you type of things, and I've come across a couple of really cool channels because of that, you know, so I try to dedicate, if I can, an hour a day to that, usually in the morning or very late at night. And it's usually just dedicated to looking at, you know, channels that I have looked at, taken an interest in, and subscribed to, or you know, for the purposes of maybe scouting to see if we can get that person that would like to be a guest on the show, you know, if they kind of, you know, fit some of the criteria. And you know, certainly we don't have many standards, but yeah, you know what I mean. You just want to make sure it's somebody that you feel like would be a good fit. You know,
Did
on
we
the
just
show
discuss
and,
my
and that
dating
sort of
life
thing. So
with standards? I'm sorry, I missed something.
Wait, your dating life? Don't you actually have to have a dating life in order to qualify for the dating life topic?
yeah.
Well, we were just talking about standards,
Life,
and I thought we were discussing my dating life, which I have none, by the way.
Oh, I was going to
Well,
say, so your dating life is like your standards, which is there's none.
Exactly. Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for pointing that out.
I just wanted to clarify for our viewers.
As long as everybody's aware.
That's
Exactly.
funny. All right, well, we should probably get on another topic. I don't want to talk about my channel the whole time, but thank you guys. I really appreciate all the positive comments, and I love all the love,
Hold on,
and that's what I want. Oh, go ahead.
Hold on. Gilman's got
First
something.
of all, the only podcast I listen to is yours. No offense to anyone else, but since I've been on here, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to fucking put this on at work. I love you guys. I mean, fuck it.
Well,
Thanks, dude.
and we love you too, Matt.
Dude, that's why you're our
Certainly
25% guest.
I have to say, though, have you heard of Ellie Spagnoli?
No.
She had to fight Power Hour in court. The term Power Hour in court. Because someone sued her for using a Power Hour drinking game as like her show. She used to do concerts. Oh, she still does, but she does concerts for Power Hours. And she does her own music for it, too. It's awesome. It is fucking awesome.
Dude, that's fucking rad as tits.
I would fucking love it if she would do your show, but I don't know if she would. I posted in the group chat right here her site.
Did you say Ellie Spagnoli?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what we can do, by the way, I found out, is if in the title of a YouTube video you put at so-and-so, like their Twitter name, every time someone posts a comment, it goes to their Twitter. So if we get enough people to post comments, if we can get the followers to the sub to get into it, we could potentially Twitter spam someone so bad that they have no choice but to respond to our request to be on the show.
or change their Twitter.
Yeah, or change their Twitter.
Yeah. Either way, you're doing something.
Yeah.
So.
She, like, that's the only person I've ever donated to on a, one of those, what are they called? The
Kickstarter?
fucking, yeah, Kickstarter. Because she was fighting, someone, like, tried to fight the word Power Hour, because she did a Power Hour tour. And I actually donated because she was like, I am fighting that, I'm getting sued for using Power Hour.
Dude, that's crazy. How can you fucking
No,
sue
it
for
is.
that?
Look at her story. I just posted her site in the chat.
Yeah, I clicked on it. I was looking at her site.
Dude, that makes my penis so soft.
I'll post it in the comments too. You can't post that in comments because YouTube doesn't like that, apparently. AliSpagnoli.com. AliSpagnola.com.
Is she hot?
She's really cute.
Well, that helps.
Just if you go to her Power Hour drinking
I'm
game
looking
and
for
watch
wife
her
number
video,
2, by the way.
if you go to like her drinking game and watch her video, she is very passionate about it. She does drum videos like you do, actually.
Deep throat.
She's awesome.
Did Tim just say deep throat?
Of course he did.
She is probably the second person I actually follow on YouTube.
Hey, EOP's here, by the way, guys.
What up, EOP?
One Piece.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
what's
brother.
up, EOP's?
Hey, One Piece, I watched your video. What up, man? I gotta say, I wasn't there for when you guys talked, but I watched Naruto, I watched Bleach. I'm way behind on Bleach, but
You know what, too, man?
What's funny is
I know those
Go ahead.
animes you were talking about.
Go ahead, Jim.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, he just we contacted each other a little bit afterwards, and because he said he had that series where he brings some noob to the One Piece thing and asks him a few questions or whatever, and so I kind of held off on because I went on Amazon the next day and I was going to order a few of the books for One Piece or whatever. A lot of times they're just looking for for things like that to get into and do on my free time or whatever, and I have been really wanting to get back into comics in general. And then, of course, manga and that sort of thing, which to me, hey, whatever, it doesn't matter to me if it's good and it's well drawn, well written, whatever, I enjoy it. But I enjoyed having the guy on. So
I gotta say, like, I actually I've never watched One Piece or read it, but Naruto and Bleach are I forget Naruto. I read because I worked at Motorola for a summer, like right before I graduated college. I worked at Motorola. It sucked. I hated it. But I sat there reading Naruto comics, it's manga. It's not comics. So I read that. I finished the series, and then I didn't watch it again since that. It was a crazy ending. I don't know if any of you watched it or read it, because I usually don't. I haven't read manga or watched anime in probably about 3 years now. But when I was working at Motorola, I was bored as fuck, and I read it.
You know, what's funny is, I was on IGN today, and there's like a One Piece video game coming out for the fucking PS3. And it's like, 2 weeks ago, before we had EOP on, I would have known jack shit about it, but it caught my eye, and I was like, shit, they have a fucking video game coming out. Apparently it's like a sequel to another one.
That's pretty rad, dude.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty fucking cool. I thought it was.
You're sick. I don't know if you do this fucking work.
Dude.
But sit down. Shut the fuck
Tim,
up. Well, like,
Christy's really loud.
show my
She's going on a rant. Hold on.
Anyways, I want to take a second and say sorry to EOP that I wasn't there the week that you were there, dude. It really sucked that I was sick, and I really wanted to meet you. But you guys did a great show, man. I enjoyed watching it. I was sitting there sick in bed watching it, and it was funny. EOP reminds me a lot of my friend Chris. He's just got that personality, like he's comfortable talking in front of anyone, and I really dig that. I think that's really good shit, man. Obviously, that's why you're a good YouTuber. It's a good YouTube personality trait to have. Oh shit! I can send EOP an invite now.
Oh, dude, man, I wanna talk to him. So I actually watched a lot of anime back in the day. Like Bleach, I watched probably like 300 episodes. No, it has to be probably 2 at the time. But I want to be on the One Piece. I want to hear about it. Like I used to watch anime back in the day.
I'm gonna private message him now.
I actually watched all of Dragon Ball Z, which my roommate made fun of me
DBZ?
for watching it. Because, I never finished it. Like, I watched the original episodes with, like, Vegeta and Frieza, and then nothing after that. Oh, this is so nerdy right now.
Dude, I just sent an invite to EOP.
There's nothing nerdy about it.
Oh, it's so dirty.
There's a lot of nerdy things about it.
Hey man, people like what you like. I mean, people say people play video games are nerds. I mean, it's to each opinion. You know what? It's like, fuck you. If I do something I enjoy and you think it's nerdy, blow me. Seriously.
Well, it's funny because like DBZ, I used to watch while I played some like MMORPG. Like, so I used to play WoW, World of Warcraft, for use. God damn it, I'm drunk. You guys are assholes.
Good luck getting to work tomorrow.
I noticed it
the most honest
ago,
statement tonight.
But I'm not a whole lot better, so I refrain from making any remarks.
World of Warcraft, for use that don't know. I used to play that 2 years ago. And there's one guy I used to play with that we used to get hammered. He actually outdrank me in-game. Well, real life / in-game. I don't know how to even.
That's shocking. That's actually really shocking.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to I don't know how to describe it. Like in real life, he outdrank me. I only knew him in game. It was weird. Anyways, anytime I play video games, I end up drinking with people. So.
Yeah, I don't know what happened when I was gone there, but I wanted to take a quick minute and actually thank the 4 of you guys. I mean, being on this earth for 35 years and not hanging myself or any of the other things that come up on a daily basis, and of course with social media how it is and everything today. Honestly, nobody even called me on my birthday, and that's fine. I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah, what's your number? I'll fucking call you right now.
I'm just saying.
We're gonna do another shot right now.
Well,
Hey.
I did just pour one, but I just wanted to say I really appreciate you 4 guys were 4 of the first people that actually sent me messages, through Facebook, happy birthday, that sort of thing. And when I got a chance, and I was actually at a computer later on to respond to those things, for some reason it said like I had 33 or whatever people that responded. or wish me a happy birthday, but it only showed like the first like 5 or 10, and it would not show me the other ones on my timeline at all. I could not. I tried to do it on my computer. I tried to do it on my phone. So I just wanted to say I really do. I appreciate everybody, because you guys were 4 of the first ones to actually acknowledge it, sent me things in the AM, but
You're welcome.
By the time I got to it, it was the afternoon.
Dude, I feel like dog shit that I didn't call you now, because I thought like all of the other siblings would have called you, so I was like, I'll be the one guy who doesn't call.
I didn't. When I said that, I wasn't saying it for any type of
I understand.
attention or anything like that. Social media the way it is now, it's much easier to just send a text, send a whatever. I mean, I got some texts, things like that, but you know what I mean? It was just by the evening time when I finally got to respond to everything, the first 10 or 15 people or so in the morning time that had sent me things, I for some reason wasn't even showing. I wasn't even able to respond to them. So
hey Jim, I just want you to know I was going to send you a text, but I figured I'll give you a handy next time we're together.
And I appreciate that
Jim,
because
I'm
at this point in my life.
Jim, I'd blow you, but I'm a little far now.
EOP, what's up?
In the house.
Happy fucking birthday!
Where's your fucking shot, man?
Talking about,
Where's your shot?
I just hit 4,000 subscribers like 2 days ago.
Where's your shot?
Congratulations.
Right, man.
That's
Congrats,
fucking rad,
man.
dude. Congrats. Let's do a shot to that. I'm on.
Taco Bell shot.
That's a glass. That's not a shot.
Yo, are you guys down? I don't know how late you guys go to sleep, but after you finish here, are you guys down to go to my channel and do a live stream on my channel? Like what the idea that I had about asking the questions about anime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
How about if we did that with everyone on my channel?
Dude, that'd be rad as fuck. I have a prospect for sex, but I could blow that off.
I do too, man.
Hey,
but
sir,
that's
I just want you to
fine
know
because-
that there's no prospect for sex. That's been canceled
sir.
about a half hour ago.
Sir,
it's just-
we are all jealous of you right now. So.
I'll just ask the question. I'll ask the fucking questions, and then I'll have each one of you answer the way you can, what you think it is, and then make sure you have those little things you have in the bottom there. Yeah, with your names and shit.
Hey, EOP.
Yeah.
So I watched your guys' video, and I was like, I know what you were talking about half time. I watched a lot of Bleach. I watched Naruto.
You talking about the video that we did here, the live stream here?
A while ago, yeah, like
Okay.
2 weeks ago. But like I've watched Bleach, I've watched Naruto, but I finished Naruto via manga. But
Okay,
Bleach,
yeah.
I'm way behind on. But I
And
watched.
Naruto's about to finish up. They're about to wrap that shit up.
Naruto, I finished where I can't spoil it because I don't know who's watching. So
I don't read it, so I don't read Naruto, but I have so many people telling me about it that I know what the fuck's happened. Pretty much.
I just don't want to talk about it right here because I don't know who's gonna read it or who wants to watch it. So
Yeah.
Spoiler.
yeah.
Scream out spoiler and then yell whatever you want.
Yeah, right. Let me like this stream. This
Bleach
thing.
is. I watched a lot of Bleach.
Yeah, I have
watched
Bleach
Bleach
back
too.
there. I have Bleach Volume 1 and 2.
I never read it, but I watched it.
Well,
This will be nice to do the live stream though, because I've really been wanting to pick up some of the
I know, I
some of
heard.
the One Piece stuff, man. So I'm serious when I tell you that, man.
Yeah, I heard.
Because with my birthday and everything coming up, my wife was asking me. She said, "What do you want?" And I was about to tell her. I said, I really want to get into that One Piece thing. And she said, "Oh, that guy you hit on a couple weeks ago. You were talking about it with the manga." And I said, "Yeah, I really would." But I said, man, I don't want to. I said, he was talking about maybe having me on this segment that he was going to do or whatever the case was. So I said, I'm going to hold off for a week or two, and so.
well, Volume 1 right there.
All right, guys,
Yeah.
just to update everyone, my prospect for sex recently left. So I'm good to do the after show thing.
Mine's sketchy at best,
Surf.
so, it's
Surf,
all
just
right, man.
just put your like
If I
overlay
didn't get
up.
laid on my birthday, man, it ain't going to happen.
Come on,
anytime,
Surf,
so.
Surf.
Yeah, Surf, just put your overlay up for about 20 minutes and then come back. We'll
Yeah,
be
it'd be
here.
good. And it'll
We'll
be
be
more like 18 seconds anyway.
The reason
One
my
second.
prospect for sex got squashed out was not because of me being too drunk, which is a factor.
It was him pissing in a bottle.
That also did turn off Surf Wife. But
Oh, by the way, everybody here, add me on. Oh God, add me on. How am I gonna know how
Google
to
Plus?
invite you? Yeah. Wait.
You know what, dude?
Give me your email.
In the chat. Why don't we all send them our emails?
Right.
I subscribe. Is that cool?
But anyways, my prospect for sex left because my son got up and he is not feeling well, so he's in bed with my wife tonight. So I'm not gonna have sex in front of my son.
Yeah, I know. My wife disappeared too. I went upstairs and she was not there, so I'm just assuming that nothing's gonna happen.
Mine left 6 years ago with divorce.
Yeah. Outcome for you.
That's so funny.
I seem to have a lot more money since she left too.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was saying it's probably actually a good thing. So it may not have hurt.
Y'all motherfuckers.
Wait, are we doing this shot or what, man? I got this thing.
Wait, we're doing another one? Yeah.
No, I
I thought we did one a while ago.
I'm out of.
Hold on.
What are you doing? What are you doing a shot for?
I don't know. They've been randomly
because the
drinking
OP
all
came
night,
on our
and
show.
they keep saying it's because I had a birthday yesterday, but you know, I don't drink regularly anyway, so but you know, I'm fine with whatever.
Okay, well,
I'm almost out of this bottle of Makers. Fuck, that was like half full.
Dude, I'm out of my bottles Makers.
I know. We're about. Hey,
you have a fucking longer ass email, Surfdub. God.
I know. You know. Okay, let me give a little explanation.
I feel like I'm in school.
Do you guys know why I called it?
Writing
I called it
fucking-
Surfdub Entertainment instead of just Surfdub.
Are we doing shots? What the fuck?
Surf
Hold
Dub was
on.
already
Before
taken.
before you explain that,
No,
let's figure out if we're doing shots first. Are
I
we
don't
doing
have a
shots?
shotski.
Well, whoever's got one, put it up.
Yeah,
I've
before,
got a beer. I'll drink.
that
heavily
works.
from my
Yeah,
beer.
just do like half that beer. We'll be good.
Who,
I'll
me?
do like a third.
Cheers. Fuck yeah.
Well, let me get mine.
You got some?
No.
Do I have some? I am Dominican, sir. What the fuck?
Dude, that means you probably got a bunch of cocaine.
It's all right. I wasn't racially profiling, man. You know,
Huh?
I didn't know if
should.
you're drinking or not. brother,
EOP,
that's
where's
all.
the cocaine
Yeah.
and hookers?
Yeah, exactly.
EOP,
hookers.
West Coast?
Sir, you know, there's a saying: if you're not racially profiling in life, you're not doing something right. Yeah, nobody says
I've
that.
never heard that saying, but I like
I
it.
know. I just said it right now. Hold
Okay,
on.
I
Let me
like it
get
even
my-
better.
You better
Let me get my
trademark
bottle.
that shit now.
So
Yeah.
before I forget, the reason I called it Surfdub Entertainment instead of just Surfdub at YouTube was that I noticed in the Call of Duty commentary community, I noticed that everyone was differentiating themselves as general gaming channels, and some people are having a really hard time with it, and other people aren't. So I named it Surfdub Entertainment because I thought if YouTube trends differently, but it could also be in line with something that I can provide in terms of video content, I will have I'll have the diversity to be able to do that. So I don't sell myself to one thing. So that's why I do the Surfdub Entertainment, because anything entertaining, it's a pretty broad subject.
Hey,
Yeah.
EOP, where are you from, man? West Coast or East Coast?
East Coast.
He's got the East Coast attitude.
Boston. No, not Boston.
Don't put your face on that.
I was born in Brooklyn.
No, I'm saying I did.
Born in Brooklyn. Now, are you in Jersey or what?
In New Jersey now, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
I live in South Jersey.
Is that near Hoboken?
No, I live like in fucking. I walk outside. There's fucking deers outside. I live in the woods. Pretty much.
Okay.
It's
I was just going to
fucking-
say, because I know Frank Sinatra's from Hoboken.
No, I live in suburbia, New Jersey, whatever. Don't want to call it that.
We live in suburbia Chicago, so it's not a whole lot different.
Yeah, it's like nice, quiet. You
Hold
know,
on, you can't say
everyone-
we anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone knows each
Or
other.
also, why? Yeah, Tim's been here for a while. Why are you saying we? He's been in Arizona, right?
Hold on,
Yeah.
let me get something. I'm gonna show you guys something because you were doing shots, right? Hold on.
Yeah, I think we're doing shots. My wife came down.
Are we doing more shots then?
Yeah, she's gonna
Why isn't
stop
she
in here
doing
for a
that?
second.
Hello.
Where are
Why
you?
isn't- Yeah, why isn't she doing a shot? Should I?
Oh, she's
pour
doing a
another?
shot.
Oh,
She's
there we go.
there. She is.
All right, fine. Well, hold
Whoa.
on. Let me pour another then.
Yeah, no, my prospect of birthday sex just went up 500%. So,
All right, bye,
okay,
Jim.
she came down with a shot and all
Bye,
kinds
Jim.
like a lemon and some.
Now you see this?
Sorry, I'll be back in 22 seconds. I'm pumping and squirts all I'm worth these days.
Yeah,
What
I
are you?
don't
Are you
like
going
Joe
twice today,
saying you're
Jim?
Drunk, so you're gonna take a
I
while.
like a.
Yeah, I might
That
last
is like-
until
22 seconds,
fucking
isn't that
my
twice?
birthday when I turn 36.
This is called Mama Juana. If you had that
Oh,
there, if you
look
had
at that. That's a handle too, man.
Wait,
Look at
is that sand in cola?
No, there's like sticks in there, like fucking wood. I'll tell you one thing: if Gym Nerds Nation had this, you wouldn't be live stream right now, and I would feel sorry for your girl.
That looks like straight scurvy. It's like scurvy in a bottle.
Scurvy in a bottle.
Viagra in a bottle.
I was gonna say, man, it looks like a handle of freaking Viagra.
Yeah, no, this shit is fucking. This is over 60 years old.
It's straight legit.
It's been passed down. My father passed down.
Hey, Entertainment TV lives in South Jersey. No shit, that's crazy.
When he gave it to me on his deathbed.
Holy shit.
Psych! Everybody got serious.
Oh, look at that, man. I try to get all quiet and shit, give a moment of silence.
Wait.
Sean inhaled his microphone again.
Yeah, still Sean deep throats his microphone.
I like it when he goes down his mic.
I like how this is 10 times worse than the 40-ounce episode that we did that everyone thought was so bad.
No, this is good. This is entertaining to like random drunks.
We're
really
celebrating a
hot.
birthday
My shirt is
today,
off.
man. We're celebrating a birthday, man. You gotta have fun.
Okay, can I say something? Can I say something?
No.
I thought it was so, I shouldn't say pompous or pretentious, but I laughed my ass off when on PKA they were like, oh, Marka Durka ruined the show because he was so drunk. I'm like, dude, that's us every week. And like now we're all, the show has eroded so much that we're all drunk, and it's.
What do you mean eroded?
It's universally entertaining.
I'm not even drunk.
But we're still fun though. Like the PKA with Marka Durka, like he was just straight up being like a piece of shit. I think so.
I didn't watch any of it.
Because I've seen him when he's sober and he's like fairly entertaining, and then I saw him when he was drunk and he's like that obnoxious drunk that's trying to start a fight with everybody. Like somebody says something and he's just like, "Oh, you're a fag, bro. You're a dick, man." You know,
well,
that's
why I always
I saw his comments. I'm like, who is this idiot?
That's why I always stay drunk, because it's like if you're always drunk, you never bother anyone because you're used to it. Shout out to my boy Jolton, he's actually watching right now. He's one of the reviewers, because he's the one who wrote shots.
Oh fuck
yeah! We gotta do these shots, man. What do we?
Hold on, that's my
boy right
motto.
That is my boy right there. He does a lot of live.
You can hear what's going on.
By the way, I still want to have Smoke Raider and Zoro Fanboy on the show eventually. I just wanted to take a break because we did manga and I want to like split it up, you know. So let them know, if you talk to them, let them know that I'm not hating on them. It takes me a little while to get back to them.
So you want Smoke Raider and who else?
Yeah, I like Zoro, man. Zoro's cool.
Zoro Fanboy.
Oh,
Smoke
Zoro
Raider makes me
Fanboy.
laugh just because he's smoking.
Smoke Raider is crazy.
Yeah, Smoke Raider is funny and shit, but Zoro's cool too, man.
In our community, Smoke Raider is the most. How do I put it? He's the most unstable one.
I could see that. I like that though.
I think he would appreciate me saying that because he is. And he's very outspoken.
I like that. I like that. I think he'll make a great guest. I'm excited to have him and Zoro Fanboy on the show when they
I'll let
come.
him know. Zoro Fanboy, Zoro Fanboy's good. Zoro Fanboy's really knowledgeable about what
I noticed that. Yeah, he seems like an intellectual. I've been messaging back and forth Smoke Raider, but I haven't gotten in touch with Zoro Fanboy yet, just because I had only known him as a contact through you. I think because you had mentioned that he might be interested in doing the show.
Yeah, and Jotun's good too. Jotun, who's watching right now.
Right on.
He does what I consider to be some of the most successful live streams.
Really?
On his channel, yeah.
I'd love to have him. Hey, man, if you want to be on the show, here's your invite. And, you know, this is it. This is basically the dynamic. So if you like this dynamic, you'll fit in well.
I think he would do well, though.
Right on, dude. You know, maybe we'll do like a manga special. We'll have you and Zoro Fanboy and Smoke Raider, and we'll just make it a big orgy of manga.
That'd be sweet, man. That'd actually be really cool.
Oh man, this is what YouTube is for. The fucking union of two different worlds, huh?
Yeah, dude, and that's what we were talking about earlier, is like the big time guys are really missing that shit. The guys who are at like 1 million subs or 500,000 or whatever, like they're missing out on the fact. Right, they're missing out on the fact that like, hey, dude, the whole point of YouTube is that it's a community. Like,
have fun.
Big networks try to come into YouTube and do YouTube exclusive series, and the reason they fail is because they don't know how to do YouTube. They don't get it. You know, YouTube is a community.
So here's what Jotun wrote, and this is actually true. This is the problem. This is the problem. You have to be careful when you have Smoke Raider on. I'm not saying not to have him. He's cool. He wrote, Smoke Raider shut down my streams. He's very unstable. Well, he means by that, he actually, he gets his streams get taken down by YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, when he's on certain streams, I'm scared to invite him to some. He wasn't one of my streams, but
is it because he smokes pot on air?
No, you don't know what he's gonna do. He'll come out. He'll come out of nowhere and fucking put pictures of a whole bunch of naked women, or he'll come out and start rolling a blunt right there.
Oh, dude, it's so fucking funny.
You can show his gun collection right there. I don't know, man. He's a funny dude, though.
Dude, awesome. Like the thing I'm worried about that is because I'm not partnered with anyone, I don't want to get a strike against my channel. If I get a strike against my channel, I don't know what that means.
Well, you want him on, so, you know.
Dude, I don't know. Maybe I'm not willing to take that risk then. I had no idea I was going to get, like, fucking YouTube on me. You know, like, that's crazy.
No, you could take the risk. It's just like...
That's next level, bro.
If he does... No. If he does something crazy, just take it off the video. That's it later on.
Hey, EOP, you from California?
No.
He's from Jersey.
Where the fuck were you for the last...
Hey, some of us have been, drinking. Shut up.
Yeah, like all of us.
It's like the first thing I said when I came in here.
Yeah, some of us have been
Originally from New York, now in South Jersey.
Some of us have been drinking. God damn it. Who's doing a shot with me?
That's too funny, dude. I'm not taking any more shots. I'm out.
You have to. Someone has to. At least one person has to.
That's
dude. Dude,
it's Jim's
happy birthday to me.
Fucking happy birthday, Jim.
Procreate and have a fourth child. One of these years.
Fuck yes, Jim.
Do you want? I don't know.
When my wife came down and I asked her for a beer, she looked at me with this look of disgust and disdain. She was like, "How much did you drink?" I'm like, "I haven't drank that much compared to these guys." Well, the thing is, it's like,
thing in a bottle an hour ago. Do you really need another beer?
Here's the thing. I don't mean to paint my wife as the typical ball and chain because she's not. She's very cool, but I typically smoke, and she knows that, like, I shouldn't say severe alcoholism runs in my family, but she knows that, like, when I'm hitting the sauce, I can really fucking go from 0 to 10 like crazy. So when I'm fucking drinking heavy quick, she's like a little concernicus, you know, just a little concernicus.
No, that's
but I've only had, I don't know, 6 or 7 beers and however many shots with you guys. So I mean that's a lot for me though, because
right now you had 6 or 7 beers.
6 or 7 beers and probably 3 or 4 shots. So for me,
yeah, you just started drinking. That's
nice. Yeah, for me that's a lot though, because like I said, I'm a smoker, so a lot of drinking is difficult.
I'm a midnight. Okay.
I shouldn't really even identify myself as a smoker because I'm a pretty lax guy in general.
Jotun's going in on the comments. He said, "Well, smoke shouldn't be a problem for your stream since you're not in the anime community. You're safe from the hands of evil."
There you go.
Oh God, I want to be on when Smoke Raiders
on. Hey, OP.
Yeah.
You watched Berserk?
Huh?
Have you watched Berserk?
Berserk?
Yeah.
Berserk. Have I watched it? No, but I know about it.
Oh man, watch it. It's fucking sick.
It's very good.
It is so good.
Here's the thing: when you do anime and manga reviews, right? Like I do, and theories, videos, and shit like that. I have a select few of things that I do that I review, obviously. But when you have people send you messages and talking about stuff, you learn about everything, even though you don't read it. I still know so much about everything else, and some of these things I haven't even opened a fucking book. I still know about them though, because everyone kind of tells me everything. Tell me the premise of it and all this shit.
The Berserk anime, they got no finish for it. It's fucking nuts. It's worth watching. It's fucking awesome.
Can we pick a topic, or we should just keep doing this?
Yeah, let's pick a topic. Let's pick a topic.
I don't know.
All right. Hold on. What would you do a lot more of if it was socially acceptable?
Masturbate.
In public?
Whatever.
You would do it in public.
No, probably not.
I was gonna say because I don't
just
care.
Sounded like a good thing to say at the time.
Okay. Because I was gonna say I wouldn't care if it wasn't socially acceptable at all. It wouldn't change the amount or duration of.
Probably smoke weed.
Really?
Because I don't really smoke much anymore, but when I do smoke, it would be nice if I didn't have to worry about it being, you know what I mean, like in my house, in the bathroom, with the fan on, you know what I mean, that sort of thing. So.
Or you get to the point like me where you just don't give a fuck. The thing is, is like
it used to being taboo.
It used to freak me out when I would hang out with like drug dealers or something. Like I knew this guy, And he had this big-ass backyard, and one of the first times I started buying pot again, I went into his backyard, and he wanted to smoke a hitter with me, and it freaked me the fuck out because there's, like, neighbors around and shit, and he's like... And his stoner logic was, man, there's so much air and shit around us, they probably don't even smell it. And I got so high that I didn't realize I left my car running in the front for, like, 45 minutes. It was terrible, and then I had to leave, like, all stoned driving home. But anyways, now I'm to the point where, like, people who don't smoke that are around me when I do smoke, they get so freaked out in public because they're so concernicus about getting caught. And I'm like, dude, one of the things that you realize when you smoke pot daily is that nobody pays attention to anything. Like, it's just the reality. Yeah. Like, nobody gives a shit.
I have to say, I just learned that there is, medieval times in Schaumburg, right?
Right.
They have a pirates dinner and...
I'm sorry, your speech is so funny right now.
No, it's fucking...
It's just like, it's okay, the medieval times.
What's funny, no, it's next to medieval times. There's like a...
The fuck?
I think Google just
black out.
This guy, what the?
I think he just blacked out and stopped talking.
Yeah, are you alright?
Hey, hold on.
Gilman, you still there?
Yeah, wait, why is it not coming up? Fuck.
Dude, it's so funny. You pronounce the word have as have, just so you know.
And then you just kind of froze up and you looked real pie-eyed for about 30 to 40 seconds.
That's just how he feels right now.
Yeah.
No.
So medieval times, Schaumburg, okay.
They have a fucking equivalent of a Pirate Cove dinner in California.
Is it enough Pirates Cove?
I don't know. I've never been there. I need to go. I want to go. Holy fuck.
They have one of those down by Disney World, too. When we were down there several years ago, we checked out, and I think it was actually called Pirate Cove, and it was similar to medieval times tournament, dinner and tournament.
Where is that?
It was down in Orlando. When we were down there by Disney World, and this was about 8-10 years ago, and I believe it was called Pirates Cove, and it was pretty cool. It was about a 2-hour dinner and festivities, tournament, whatever you want to call it, but basically you got onto a ship, and it was an old-time, pirate-type ship or whatever, and you had dinner in the galley, and they had this whole show and everything where there was other pirates trying to take over this ship, and it was actually really cool. I mean, I enjoyed it, so...
What's funny is the same shit is next door to medieval times.
Oh, man.
Yo, do you guys mind if Jolton joins the stream?
Doesn't bother me, man.
I personally don't give a shit. It's already a shit show.
Are you sure? So I can send him the invite?
I wouldn't call it that, but
it's actually...
I personally don't mind, man.
I don't care.
It's a party show, bitches.
He's already commenting so much that...
Dude, Sean Skank has so much dick down his mouth right now. It's fucking awesome. I love it.
It's Shank, motherfucker. Shank, motherfucker.
EOP, you can invite him. I don't care, but I feel bad. I feel like he should have an actual legit guest spot instead of just jumping on. But I mean, I don't care. He's more than welcome to.
Yeah, it's up to you. You let me know.
Yeah, have him on.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Welcome to episode 13 with 312 special guests.
It's only like 10 p.m. right here. Fucking Pacific.
Featuring Gilman, EOP, and now...
Rami Yunku Jolton.
Also, Gilman, the West Coast drunk ass at early time. What time is it? It's 10 p.m.
It's almost 10, Gilman.
Is that a cigar?
Gilman,
here.
Gilman, it's
God
time
damn
for...
it, Sean.
Gilman,
Sean
it's time for another shot.
Scone Skank.
How late are you guys with the 10 o'clock? It's 12 o'clock out here, and it's 1 o'clock by EOP.
It's about noon, yeah, and EOP's...
hey, Sean Skank, better pour a shot, too.
It's right there, bitch.
All right, fuck yeah, let's... Hold on, let me pour it.
I got my Miller 64 in a shot glass.
Shut up, sir, you fag.
I don't even think that's right. I've had like fucking...
That's the last of my...
9 shots so far, and I'm not even a professional drinker anymore, so...
Hey, Hey, viewers, is this even entertaining to watch anymore? Because if it's not, we'll stop. But if it is, we'll keep going.
Well, I think they like it.
People like randomness and craziness.
It's like anal. At first you're a little uncertain with the anal, but once you get into anal, it's really good.
I'm wearing a tie, so we better do this right.
It's a bow tie, actually.
Hey, Gillman, you have this camera over your face, and I can't see what you're doing. I mean, it's really.
I'm back now. It came back.
Okay. Go.
I don't want to
right
see
now.
what he's doing.
Let's do it.
Shotsky.
Hold on, I may or may not have a picture of my girlfriend walking by.
You know what we need to coordinate sometime? Is we should each actually individually purchase a ski and mount a shot on it, and we should all hold it up so underneath it looks like a shot ski, and we can all simultaneously lift it and do a shot.
I mean, like that.
It requires way too much effort.
You see this makers? This makers be gone right now.
It's done, bitches.
So, Shank, you've been quite quiet this time. I need you to tell a story right now.
I don't think I've been quite quiet. I mean, last week I think I was quite quiet. I drank a lot of water.
Yeah, no, you were quiet the last few weeks, actually.
I think this week I've been more engaged. This is number 13, bitches.
Dude. I was just going to shout obscenities, and I decided against it.
I was going to say, you got all of a sudden quiet, Surf. It's like...
Hold on, guys.
Yes, Gillman.
If I don't mind, I'll be
Are you resigning, Gilman?
If I don't mind, I'll be the inappropriate birthday shot person.
Quite quiet.
So, you're
going to show up on everyone's birthday? Then
you'll be the designated blackout on everyone else's birthday?
What the fuck?
I'm already probably blackout right now, whatever.
Blackout right now.
Blackout.
That's racist.
All right, so what do you guys say about this? I see that as we progressively get more drunk, the viewers are dwindling, which is okay with me. But should we all do EOP's show right now and log off of this?
Should we go to EOP's show, man?
If we're going to do it, we better do it before everybody blacks out.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Overdose 13. We're all very drunk. Thank you for watching. Thank you, EOP, for randomly joining. We love you. And we'll catch y'all guys in the next episode.
It's going to be so much more fun here with you guys
at 9 p.m.
Y'all motherfuckers. Peace in the Middle East.
I'm going to send you invites right now, yeah?